pretty psyched, man. I got
560 WQAM presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, dial 567-0560 in Dade and Broward. In other counties, call toll-free 877-785-NEIL or pound 560 on your AT&T and Verizon wireless phone. The opinions expressed by Neil, his guests, or his callers do not represent those of WQAM management, staff, or sponsors. Now, The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
I know that the Lord even loves Neil Rogers.
I watch the TV and it's flu talk all the time. For stupid rumors, you can go online. Just wash your hands, relax, and you'll be fine. Don't want to whine, but I'm sick of swine. Oh, this is just what the cable networks do. Try throwing a pandemic panic into you. Well, after all, we're only talking about the flu. They fill their time. I'm sick of swine. We just went through this with the bird flu. I thought we'd all be getting mad cow too. What's the next crisis they'll subject us to? Just give them time. I'm sick of swine. Just give them time. I'm sick of swine.
10 o'clock at 560 WQAM. Happy Thursday to you, boy. It sure feels like Friday, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like Friday to you, too?
No, not really.
Oh, well, that's because you got to work tomorrow.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
The good news and bad news. The good news is you tell me that our studio definitely will be ready on Monday.
Yeah, it's looking good.
The bad news is that when George was describing to me this new studio, it's not designed like in the old building and like in most buildings where they're like two little rooms facing each other with a big glass pane in between.
Correct.
So you and Cortis, when you're doing the show, are going to be sitting in the same room?
About 2 feet away from each other.
How the hell's that going to work?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Remember the old saying, familiarity breeds contempt. Just keep that in mind. You two might get pretty tight. You never know. I've got something that ties in with the pull we did yesterday. I have the most addictive, the most obnoxiously good product ever invented, and I hope I don't get anybody hooked on it. First of all, here's the poll result from yesterday. 609 votes. What's your recreational drug of choice? Alcohol, 288. Marijuana, 153. None, 93. Other, prescription designer, etc., 26. Cocaine, 13. Crystal meth, 7. Heroin, 7. Ecstasy, 7. Sniffing glue, 5. Acid, 4. Huffing gas, 3. And hash, 3. Hash must have been late edition.
Yeah.
What about hash browns? No, I'm not big on hash browns. So I'll tell you what my addiction is. And it's only been out a short time. Hershey's Almonds and Toffee.
Ooh.
The most addictive candy bar and probably the best ever. Oh, my God. These things, you can't eat only 2.
2? I'll have to try it.
Hershey's Almonds and Toffee. This is the most obscenely delicious thing. It's got almonds in it, of course, and it's got chunks of toffee. Oh, God. If you like sweet, if you like something that tastes good, and you can't stop eating them. Every day I go to the little no-speak English store, and I pick up a couple of these. There have been days when I've actually bought 3. I know. You crazy person, you're crazy, you're yeah. Slow suicide. Hershey's Almonds and Toffee, I swear to you. You can't eat only a dozen. By the way, we need to add to our poll. Several people have said In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, yeah.
Are you familiar with them? I've never eaten there.
They're big in California.
They're big on the West Coast. They're big in Vegas. I don't know if they're big in Vegas, but they do exist in Vegas. I've seen one. Is it Sahara? No, I don't know what street that is that runs across the strip from the MGM Grand. Well, whatever that street is, there's an In-N-Out Burger there, and I've seen it because when I go to Vegas, I always rent a car, and I've driven right by it, and I've heard so many people rave about it. Oh, it's the best burgers in the world, etc. So we got to add that In-N-Out Burger. I've had several emails about this. This is right up your alley because you and Twitter are good buddies. I'm surprised you haven't gotten in on this. The Ricky Tiki Sanchez Twitter?
Oh, no.
The fake Tom Jicka says, Rick Sanchez was Twitter about you last night. And it's got this back and forth conversation that went on Twitter. Are you off of that already, I hope?
Yeah, pretty much. It sucks.
Good. It's like being in another silly-ass chat room with silly people. Rick Sanchez at CNN says, what's South Florida TV like? Is Neil Rogers still on radio? Rick Sanchez says, miss Neil Rogers. There's nothing like him anywhere in the country in so many ways. Stem08 says, man, Rick, he used to rip you unmercifully. You squatting over a rack, some of the funniest stuff ever, and stick it up your ass. Rick says he was doing his job, satire and parody. Personally, he was always nice to me. Radio was his gig, and I was a bit. Yeah, personally, we got along fine. Not that we used to hang out or anything like that, but, he'd come over to the station once in a while. Hang out. Mr. Radio 610 says, missed the WIOD days, neighbors in North Bay Village. Remember Scott Chapin, Mike Ranieri, Henry Barrow? Rick Sanchez says, yeah, Shuckers, Jillian Barbary, Kelly Mitchell, Jessica Aguirre, and grilled chicken wings. Shuckers? I never ate there. There was a Benny Ha-Ha right up the street from the old IOD. Jeff says, Neil Rogers is the most talented talk show host I've ever heard. It's amazing he didn't go national 15 years ago. The real Phil Henry says, what a karma day. Talk to you about Neil Rogers and look who's giving me Schmidt. And Rick Sanchez says, I wonder why not. Maybe media companies won't syndicate lefties. I hear that complaint a lot. Or maybe he's got a crappy agent. What? What are you laughing about?
Oh, nothing.
The truth really hits home right close to the bone, doesn't it? My phone might ring sometime during the show today, and if it does, I'm taking it.
Okay.
We got Dave Johnson at 11 o'clock with a Belmont preview. The Phillies not running. Rachel Alexandra, they want to give her a rest. Oh, I get so worn out on that stuff. Oh, she deserves a rest. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, rest this.
So fragile.
Yeah, that's thoroughbreds for you. Standard breds, they go out and they warm up 3 miles before the actual race. Every race, they warm up 3 miles. Can you imagine a thoroughbred going out and warming up 3 miles before the race? No. They'd have to scrape it up off the track with a pail and a shovel. I really don't know who I like. I don't want to pick mine, that bird. I think he'll probably win. I don't want to pick him. I'll make up my mind. I'll see what Dave picks, and then I'll pick something else, just to be contrary. You know me. Hershey's Almonds and Toffee Candy Bar. Let me tell you, if you can eat only a dozen of those, you've really got great self-control. I will kill myself with those, I'm sure of it. They send your blood sugar skyrocketing, zooming up there. But you know me and candy, chocolate, ice cream, stuff like that. Got a sweet tooth. In fact, going way back 35 years, when I'm stressed, I don't know, you probably don't do stress eating because you're not fat.
No.
You do stress eating? You get stressed, you eat?
Yeah, the comfort food stuff like mac and cheese and stuff like that.
Well, for me, it's always been some form of pasta and ice cream. Always. Like when I worked at J&O in West Palm in 1975, if I was under stress for whatever reason, I'd go to my neighborhood convenience store. There was one kitty corner where I lived. And I would get a can of Chef Boyardee something, anything, spaghetti and meatballs or anything, and a pint of ice cream. Take it home. I'd take some Swiss cheese and melt it in the microwave. I'd nuke the pasta in a bowl, put some Swiss cheese on it so it gets all, you stir it in all together, gets all goopy, and cheesy. And then afterward, top it off with a pint of really good ice cream.
Mm.
Pasta and ice cream. And now, Hershey's Almonds and Toffee Candy Bars. Something wrong with you, man. You're disgusting. You're a fat slob. Yeah, that's true. I've been a fat slob. Although back in those days, I was down to 170 pounds. Now I'm packing about 194. But back in those days, that was after I did the protein-sparing fast. Do you remember that fad? People were dying from it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think of who made that popular. It was back in the early days of Atkins and back during Dr. Stillman water diet. I did that for a while. And then I did that protein-sparing fast where you don't eat any solid food. You just had that liquid protein you mix with water. I always carried around a big jug. When I came into work at the radio station, I had a big jug of pink crap. You ever have a pink crap?
No, not
Mike
lately.
Johnson says, just wanted to drop a quick notice. I boarded my flight back to the States. Oh, and they're still investigating that damn plane that disappeared and crashed. First they were starting the rumors, oh, Al-Qaeda blew it up, and now they say, no, that's pretty unlikely. They don't know. Makes you kind of wonder, though, if you're going to be flying anytime soon, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm nervous of flying right now.
They don't blow... What?
I'm nervous about flying right now.
Why?
I just, I look at other companies and how things are starting to slack because of layoffs and, firing the people that make a lot of money and replacing them with people not as qualified, and I imagine it happens in that industry as well.
Yeah, but you see the highly qualified people when you go to the airport. Like the Homeland Security people that are screening you as you go through and they're talking to each other, ba, 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 and they're paying no attention. I think Stormy works there at MIA. Anyway, Mike says, I was able to introduce some Asian coworkers to listen to you while I've been overseas the past week. Tell those jokers giving you a 0.2 in the ratings you're big time in Singapore. Hey, you people at Arbitron, we're big time in Singapore. And what you told me this morning about the sample, about this panel, that's just more grist for the mill. How bogus it is. It says, well, I've just downloaded the 3 shows thus far this week onto my iPod so I can listen to you for my 13 hours on my flight from Singapore to Amsterdam. Can't wait to be listening to you live next week. Boy, Mike, I don't know what to say. What's Mike trying to tell the world?
I have no line.
Oh. I mean, I'm flattered that he enjoys the show that much, but Jesus, God. You know what I mean?
I do.
Can't wait to be back listening to you live next week. I'm sorry, I just don't understand it. Do you? Do you get it?
No, not really.
I mean, all my life, I've been doing this for a long time, but I never, ever remember a radio show that was that important to listen to. Oh, my God, I don't know what I'm going to do if so-and-so goes off the air, like that. I don't know.
No.
541 votes on today's poll. What restaurant do you wish would open a location in South Florida? White Castle 187. Is White Castle still in business anywhere?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah, up north, I'm sure.
Like maybe in Chicago and so on?
And you can still get, like, the White Castle burgers in the freezer section at Publix.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah,
those are so bad.
They're terrible.
Oh, those things are so bad. The ones you buy in the freezer section.
Yeah, they're bad.
Bad doesn't come close to... They make Stormy seem like Walter Cronkite. That's how bad they are. White Castle 187, Sonic 104, Jack in the Box 62, Hardee's 60, Red Robin 39. That Jack in the Box, they have that E. coli burger, right? It's very big on the West Coast. Red Robin 39, Ponderosa Steakhouse 37, Perkins Restaurant, which I think they mean Perkins Pancake House, right?
Perkins Restaurant.
Is that what it's called now?
Yeah.
30. There's one on Dale Mabry in Tampa. Big one.
Yeah, and I think there's a Sonic in Broward County also.
No.
I think there is, yeah.
There's a Sonic in Broward?
I think so. It's either in Broward or it's in Palm Beach right there on the border.
I think you'd be crazy. Roy Rogers, 18, and In-N-Out Burger's already got 5. You just put it on there, it's already got 5 votes. I had several people email me. Oh, put that on there right away. Oh, look at this. Oh, Radio and Records went out of business. They stopped printing it yesterday. Nielsen Company said that they're ending publication of Radio and Records. Well, they might as well because radio is going out of business anyway, just about everybody. Jason's Deli with 206 locations in the West, Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and South. Somebody dug that up. Jason's Deli. Did you ever hear of it?
No, I haven't.
Probably nobody else did either, but you can put it on there if you wish. It's up to you. We do very informal on these polls. 10:13 at 560 WQAM. We got the Big O at 2, Mad Dog 4 to 7. High School Gridiron Report at 7 o'clock tonight. And then the DA Show 8 to 9. NBA Finals game number 1. Boy, I tell you, they sure talk a lot about that NBA stuff on Joe's show. Oh, my God. Kobe and LeBron and Kobe and Jimmy and Danny. Oh. See, I don't care about basketball anymore. I used to like college basketball. In fact, I broadcast it in Albion, Michigan.
Okay, I just found out there's a Sonic in Boynton Beach.
Wow.
Yep.
That is heavy duty.
Neil God.
Absolutely.
Well, GM's in trouble, and there's something they must do. They closed their excitement division. Yeah, it's a sad fact, but it's true. Well, baby, it's the economy.
Goodbye, Pontiac. It's 10:19. That's enough to make me yak. Guess who's dead?
I don't know.
Well, I'm getting off those obituaries, but I will say this. This one might be of interest to some people. David Carradine is dead.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, wow. Bow Wow Peacow Kick. Yeah, he's dead. Let me get the story here, hot off the press. Actor David Carradine starred the 70s TV series Kung Fu, who also had a wide-ranging career in the movies, has been found dead in the Thai capital, Bangkok. A spokesman for the U.S. Embassy confirmed the death of the 72-year-old actor. He says Carradine died either late Wednesday or early Thursday. Couldn't provide further details out of consideration for his family, whatever that means. Doesn't that always make it sound suspicious when they say that?
Yeah.
The website of the newspaper The Nation cited unidentified police sources as saying Carradine was found Thursday hanged in his luxury hotel room, is believed to have committed suicide. He was a leading member of a venerable Hollywood acting family, included his father, character actor John Carradine, and his brother Keith. Remember John Carradine used to be in those horror movies. Very, not good, but he used to be in a lot of them horror movies.
Yeah, I don't remember the dad.
You don't remember John Carradine?
No.
I'll be damned. Whoa, what a young punk. And his brother Keith. So David Carradine is that he did the old noose deal, evidently, from what it says. Why do people do it that way? I mean, you know, if you're going to commit suicide, there's so many options, but hanging yourself.
Are they sure it wasn't like one of those Michael Hutchinson's kind of hangings?
I don't know.
The erotofixation or whatever it's called?
I don't know. The Dow's down 26 points. And there is, what's her name? Soledad. Hey, Soledad. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? We should have known that the world was coming to an end when they put Soledad O'Brien on CNN and expected people to take her seriously. Can you take her seriously? She's a silly bubblehead. I mean, she's cutesy and all of that, but she's like a bubblehead. Soledad O'Brien investigates the end of the world. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just can't take her too serial. Lisa says, what about Harvey's? I love that. I thought Harvey's was a Canadian thing. We got it here. I never ate there, but we got Harvey's hamburgers. Do you ever hear of Harvey's?
No, but I can add it to the list.
Put it on. Hey, you'll have to keep your eye on the phone when it gets to be around 11 o'clock because Dave will be calling right on time. Because you'll have to punch it up, obviously, just like yesterday. That was, I don't know, I don't like that. It was really awkward.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
But Monday we're supposed to be in our new studio. The phone dots are supposedly going to be working, and supposedly this and supposedly that. And oh, yeah. Everything with this company is supposedly. Someday we'll get around to it. Because the last couple of days, boy, there's been a lot of stuff, I don't know. A lot of stuff going on. And we have little or no control over it. Like that day when Corso was in there and right under his nose, you know, everything was falling apart. But hey, listen, we're just, this is just a temporary situation. Where's this broad who was taking a shot at me? I'll find it. Giving me a shot about my taste. Oh, here it is, Pam. Pam, your taste is in your tuchus, honey. It says, try looking at a few YouTube videos. Roger Federer is one of the best-looking men in sports. Oh, my God. He sure beats Andy Roddick, the choke artist you used to be in love with. No taste, Neil, says Pam. Andy Roddick is a cute kid. Roger Federer looks like a... There are elephantine bowel movements that look better than Roger Federer. That's how ugly he is. He's gross, Pam. Maybe Pam's thing is gross. Do you know any chicks like that? They're into real... I'm sure you do.
Yeah, sure.
The uglier the guy, the more they like him. Oh, my God. Maybe she and Joe are going to elope. Joe Rose. He's also got a fag crush on Roger Federer. And now that we don't have LeBron to kick around anymore, it's Kobe. Kobe this and Kobe that and Kobe. I'm surprised they're not eating Kobe beef in the studio there during that show. They're so NBA intensive. My God. I know that's what's going on now. We also have the Stanley Cup Finals going on, and the Red Wings, you know, looked like they were going to cruise right on in, but the Penguins made a series of it with that win the other night. So it's Detroit 2 and Pittsburgh 1.
Yeah, but they cheated.
What do you mean?
Didn't they have 6 guys on the ice for a few and didn't get called at all on that?
The Penguins did?
Yeah, they did.
Well, good for them. More power to them. When you play the Red Wings, you need 6 or 7 guys on the ice.
Yeah, that's true.
Sonic in Lake Park on Congress Avenue, just south of North Lake Boulevard. Excellent shakes, it says Brian. Thanks, Brian. So there's a Sonic in Lake Park. I bet you people are going to be converging on that thing because nobody knows about it. It's a well-kept secret, I believe. At least it was for me. I never rated Sonic.
No, me neither.
You haven't? Well,
Nope.
There's a little road trip for you. Stick the wife in the car and this weekend zip on up to wherever that is.
Make a little Sonic run?
Yeah, a Sonic run. What's wrong with now? Why are you laughing when you say that? You never did that? You never went to a fast food joint in some, like somewhere?
Sure.
Just to check it out? Michael says, I watched The Wrestler last night. It's truly an excellent movie. Mickey Rourke is a frightening-looking individual. That's correct. But he does a great job in the role. Very powerful and entertaining movie. I'll take your word for it. Also, it's not 3 hours long like every terrible movie nowadays. Please don't write it off without seeing it. Also, Flea, Marissa Tomei has some great scenes. She couldn't be any hotter.
Yeah, she looks good in that movie.
Marissa, well, I'll take your word for that, too, because I really don't care, being the old faggot that I am. I don't care.
She's got a lot of nude scenes in that. It's crazy.
I'll tell you who doesn't look good, and that's Roger Federer, Pam. Roger Federer, seriously, I've had wild diarrhea that looked better than Roger Federer. He is butt ugly. And that's not a debatable point. There's some people you could, argue, this one, that one, but not in his case. He is just an ugly guy. Not that makes any difference when you're playing tennis. And maybe Andy Roddick is slipping in his old age or whatever. I think Andy Roddick is just fine. Didn't he get married to some hot chick, Andy Roddick?
I don't know.
He's doing okay, I'm sure of that. I'm sure he's hanging out at the old In-Out Burger. Jay says the last Sonic closed in Broward. It was on Davie Road Extension, and your producer is full of it. You're full of it, Flea. That's what Jay says.
I didn't say anything about the Davie Road Extension. I said there was one in, Pompano or something like that, I said?
No, you said in
Boynton Beach.
Palm Beach County, yeah, whatever you said.
Boynton Beach, there's one. I never said anything
said
about
that there was one in... No. So calm down, Jay. Just quit picking on poor Flea. Carrie says we have a Sonic here in Lake Worth. Miss George, but Flea is cool, says Carrie. Yeah, so far you've won over... we'll take a poll on it in a couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks I'll be on vacation. Oh, my God. Can you believe that? I got today, and then you're working tomorrow, and then I got next week, and then after that I'm on vacation for a week, and when I come back, we're in the summer schedule. Ask me how many extra days I'm working during the summertime.
How many? Oh, wow, that many? Andy Roddick is not married. He dated Mandy Moore for a little while, and then he dated some, and right now he's dating some model.
Really? I'm sure he's getting all he can handle, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. They got married April 17th, 2009.
See, I told you. I knew it.
Yep, sorry.
Well, what just happened to change that?
I finished reading the article.
Oh, I see. Oh, this is such old news, the fake Tom Jick. Have you heard about Alice Rantel, who at KABC let him go? Yeah, we had that on about, months ago. Months ago. Good God. Where's the real Tom Jicker when we need him? The fake Tom Jicker is so lame. Weak.
You're listening to Neil Rogers.
Well, here we go
Mr.
again.
Freaking Radio.
This is the most disgusting program.
Oh, we're fine.
I urge everyone to complain to this station.
Yes. Absolutely.
Geldy, talking on a sports show, trying to be macho. Your voice sounds just like a 7-year-old girl, a little sports hole shill. What else are you there for? Geldy, talking like a baby who needs a little training. Why can't you understand? You don't sound like a man. Remove the rubber bands that choke your scrotum. Geldy, your lucky management don't care. 'Cause Geldy, you don't belong there on the air. And Geldy, the sports can wait till your voice cracks. 'Cause anyone who sounds like that should find another job. And they should only take you back when both your BBs drop. Oh, Geldy, when you gonna grow up? You make us want to throw up. You silly, squeaky fool. Go to broadcasting school. Your prepubescent voice makes you sound like a putz. You're a
Dow's up 6 points, boy. Big Simmons. Good news is that the Looney is going down. Good. Go down to about 50 cents. That would make me very happy. The fake Doug says, Jack in the Box caught in the 80s serving kangaroo burgers. I don't remember that. I remember the E. coli burger.
So what's wrong with a kangaroo burger? What's the difference?
I don't know.
Who cares? Kangaroo?
I don't know what kangaroo tastes like. I don't think I want to find out. I'm not one of those people that wants to eat, like, exotic animals.
I've had ostrich. It was pretty good.
Oh, geez. Or like those buffalo meat burgers. What do they call those?
Buffalo burgers?
Yeah, that's what they call them. I don't think I ever had one. I just don't want to, you know. I don't know. Anyway, Doug says, unfortunately, I'm going to Tampa this weekend. Is there anyone you want me to bump off? No, I don't know nobody in Tampa. Is there any place or restaurant I should see? Or should I avoid leaving the hotel room? I would definitely, if you're going to Tampa for the weekend and you're going to have one meal and you want it to be a really great one and a memorable one, go to Burn's Steakhouse.
Yep.
See, even Flea agrees with that. Now, when you were working over there, how the hell could you afford to be eating at Burn's Steakhouse? Boy, it's an expensive joint.
Well, I would go with the record reps when they took us out to dinner.
I see. Good thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Bern Laxer. Boy, he's dead now. Man. What a good stroke of luck that he's dead. Oh, Mr. Rogers, I can't tell you how many people from Miami, when they come here, they tell me they heard Neil Rogers raving about my restaurant. I just want to thank you so much. And, of course, I don't believe in trying to repay one kindness with another one. In other words, pay for the meal. What a cheap, you know, that comes across being so cheap. You know, he was giving me the guided tour of the whole restaurant and the kitchen and the whole deal. And bragging about the fact that he's a cheap bastard, or at least he was anyway. Now he's dead. But his restaurant's great. Burn's Steakhouse on Howard Street in Tampa. And also, if you love Italian, Donatello's on Dale Mabry. I just love Donatello's. I mean, it's a real fancy schmancy Italian restaurant. It's not just a place with spaghetti and meatballs, you know. People, a lot of dumb people think that that's an Italian restaurant. You know, spaghetti and meatballs and maybe some pizza, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
In Italy, they don't have spaghetti and meatballs. They don't eat that. There's no such thing. There is no such thing as spaghetti and meatballs, so don't be like one of those dumb American tourists when you go to Rome. Oh, let me have some spaghetti and meatballs. I'll have the rigatoni with the meatballs. They do have meatballs, but separate, you know, big meatballs. They got big balls in Rome. Trust me. Oh, Michael says, don't make the trip to Sonic without wearing adult diapers. The food is soggy with grease and will cause an instantaneous BM. Oh, I sure don't need that. Oh, prefer to have a wet joist that'll feel like joisting out a jalapeno plant. There used to be one in Cutler Ridge. Wow. Soggy and greasy.
That's okay.
Is it?
Sometimes you need soggy and greasy.
Now, sometimes soggy and greasy ain't all that bad. I'm trying to think of a burger place that's soggy and greasy and I like. I don't know. Soggy and greasy ain't all that bad. I'm going to take this. Take it for a minute, please.
Okay. What do I do when he when he tells me to take it for a minute? I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to do, so I guess I'll ramble on until Neil comes back. I've never actually eaten at a Sonic Burger, but I know they have the best commercials on TV for sure. Bring it strong to the mouth, which is, I think, what they did during the basketball games. The guy was eating some tater tots, and he swats it away. I don't know how long I can actually just sit here and talk about fast food without Neil. Hardee's, I think, should actually win the poll. It's not going to, but it should. White Castle's going to win, but as a Tampa-onian, I guess you would say, we used to eat at Hardee's all the time. Hardee's had the best fried chicken, even better than the fried chicken places, I thought. Although Popeyes is pretty good, the spicy fried chicken at Popeyes and the extra crunchy at KFC. I don't know why I'm on a fried chicken kick right now, but I am. So I guess tomorrow I'm going to be filling in. Neil's going to take the day off. You guys will get a little sample of what the summer schedule is going to be like. Me and Quarters will be doing it. It's going to be weird, though, because we're in this makeshift studio, so I don't know how it's actually going to work. And I've never actually done a whole show with Quarters, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know what to tell you guys to expect. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It won't be Neil's show. It won't be George's show. It'll be my own style, which is, I don't know if you want to call it a style. But we'll talk about things that I like to talk about. You guys will chime in. I will definitely have the open phones tomorrow. We'll do Open Phones Friday. Can I steal that from Paul and Ron, who I'm sure stole it from someone else? I got some good intermission music, though, for Neil, too. Let me see if you guys like this. Sounds perfect.
Wow, good news.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Oh, I can't tell you.
Oh.
Personal. No, it's something I've been trying to get information on for like 2 days, you know. And I haven't been able, and finally I just got it. Oh, brother. Holy moly, rat man. Now, what were you just doing? What did I interrupt? We got Dave Johnson at 11.
Yeah, nothing important.
What do you mean by that?
I was just talking about Hardee's, because living in Tampa, I used to eat at Hardee's all the time, and they had the best fried chicken. The two things on their menu that were just awesome were the fried chicken and the mushroom Swiss burger.
The mushroom Swiss burger is the best burger in the world. As soon as this poll went up, I voted for Hardee's.
And I've never been to a Red Robin.
How about Rockin' Robin?
No. Ponderosa, though, yeah. Nothing like a good cheap steak.
Oh, phooey. Oh, there used to be so many of those joints. You know, there was Beefsteak Charlie's and Ponderosa Steakhouse where you'd stand online, etc. Oh, hold on. I got this guy back again. Hold on.
Uh-oh. What about Sizzler? I like Sizzler a lot. They used to have a bunch of those in Tampa. But this is my new Neil intermission music for whenever he takes a little break. I think it sounds very Neil.
Okay, that was quick and painless.
Okay.
Sorry to be doing this, but I got a thing going on, you know, procedure tomorrow. Not a medical procedure, and I'm going to be joicing here during this break.
Oh, wow.
Maybe a little bit too much information, you think?
Could be. Hey, do they have Sizzlers down here?
Sizzler. We used to have Sizzler back in the day.
Yeah, I haven't seen one in a while.
610 votes on the poll. 610. Oh, boy, that's an evil number. The Dow's up 10 points. Whoopie-doo. Jobless claims drop. Continuing claims fall for the first time in 20 weeks. Oh, happy days are here again. You'll see. 2 chickens in every pot and 1 car in your garage. 610 votes. What restaurant chain do you think should open? Do you wish would open a location in South Florida? I'll get it out. White Castle 200, Sonic 119. Take your undies. Take your adult diapers, your Depends. Jack in the Box 67, Hardee's 67, Red Robin 41. What is Red Robin?
I'll look it up.
A burger?
I don't know. I've never been to one. I'll look it up.
Somebody will tell us. Ponderosa Steakhouse 40, Perkins Restaurant 30, In-N-Out Burger 25, Roy Rogers 20, and Harvey's got 1. I think it's Canadian, eh?
Oh, Neil, God.
The Red Sox had enough of you. Now you're wearing Dodger blue.
You fairy.
You say the drugs you're on were from a doctor. Your agent likes to say it's just Manny being Manny. Oh, Manny. Baby Boston knew that you were using. So they traded you away. Oh, Manny. Without you, the Dodgers will start losing. 'Cause you cheated the game. Oh, Manny. Yeah, you're stupid excuse. No one's buying. Now you're out 50 games. Oh, Manny. No matter what you say, you are lying. And now you're through.
By the way, the fake Tom Jicka should only elope with Walter Sabo. That would be a match made in hell. It's 10:46, 14 before 11 at 560 WQM. Dave Johnson will be calling at 11. Keep your eye on that bat line.
All right. Oh, Red Robin, by the way. Gourmet burgers. Closest one is Fort Myers, and it looks really good. They have a Sicilian burger.
What do you mean it looks really good?
I'm looking at the menu, and they have like pictures of the food. Check out the Sicilian burger. It has pepperoni slices on it, provolone cheese, and a balsamic marinated tomatoes. Then they put red onions, romaine lettuce.
Balsamic?
Yeah, balsamic. And then a olive herb mayonnaise, and it's served on a herb-encrusted frittata bun.
Wow. Pretty fancy schmancy, if you ask me.
Yeah, $9 for that burger.
Wait till you hear this, though. Adam Oshmuck sent me a thing about Dangerous Dan's Diner, 714 Queen Street East at Broadview. This is Toronto. They do a 24-ounce burger, the Coronary Burger Special. 2 8-ounce patties, 4 slices of bacon, 2 slices of cheddar, and a fried egg on top.
Wow.
And the Quadruple C, the Colossal Colon Clogger Combo. 24-ounce burger served with a quarter pound of cheese, quarter pound of bacon, and 2 fried eggs. Comes with a large shake, flavor of your choice, and a small, what the hell is that? Poutine. A small poutine? Poontang? Well, what is poot? What?
A poutang burger?
Poutine.
Oh.
Well, what is a small what is a big poutine? I have no idea what that is.
How do you spell it again?
Poutine. Google it, please. The Dow's up 15 points. Big Simus.
Okay, it's a Quebec thing, actually. It says it's a dish consisting of French fries topped with fresh cheese curds.
Cheese curds?
Covered with brown gravy.
Sounds like duty.
There's a picture of it. Yeah, it looks like a Joyce.
Does it really?
It looks pretty disgusting.
From Quebec, you know. You know the frogs with that smoked meat sandwich. Oh, brother. Wes in Lakeland says, Sonic is a great concept with terrible execution. It's 95% car hop, but the car slots are awkward at best. Great idea. The food has a musty taste to it like it was stored under the bathroom sink. Keep it out of South Florida. How do you like that? It has a musty taste like it was stored under the bathroom sink. That doesn't sound really appetizing to me. I could be wrong, but... Wish they'd add a Friendly's here. Great greasy food, even greater ice cream. The most genteel form of suicide known to a mammal. Byrne was a miser, wasn't he? Yes, he was, Wes. He was a real miser. I don't believe in trying to repay one kindness with another, so, I'm not going to offer you a free meal. What a chintzy thing to say, I mean, why even bring it up? Why mention it? Don't you find that to be chintzy and cheesy after all the money I made him?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody from South Florida, this is back in the W Snooze days, everybody who went over there would go to Burns and they'd say, we heard about you on the Neil Rogers show, on WNWS. Trevor says, last night on the way back from seeing No Doubt in West Palm, I stopped at the Sonic in Boynton Beach at my daughter's request. It's a drive-in from the 60s where they bring the food to you on roller skates. The burger was good, the onion rings sucked, and the hot fudge sundae was great. Boy, I love a hot fudge sundae. On chocolate ice cream, please, not on vanilla. The place was packed at midnight. I think I saw George serving food, says Trevor. I doubt it. How's George doing, by the way?
I don't know.
We don't hear.
I might see him today, though.
Really? Got some kind of a transaction going on? I got a major transaction going on tomorrow, and that's why I got all that information about there. Boy, thank God. Do you ever buy a house?
Yes.
Now, the closing thing, they make it hairy on purpose, I think. Although you probably got a mortgage, though, right?
Yeah.
When you're paying cash, why should there be any, grief? Here's a certified check. Sign. Where do I sign? And that's it.
Should be easy, you would think.
Yeah, but they don't do it that way. It's always, we don't have the final adjusted number yet. Well, I got it. Scott in Pinellas Park says there were 2 In-N-Out burgers in Broward in the mid-'90s, one on State Road 7 in Lauderhill, Lauderdale Lakes, and one in Coconut Creek Parkway in Coconut Creek, and they're gone. Probably too good for South Florida. Stuff that comes along that's too good, it never lasts in South Florida. And even though I've never eaten there, everybody I know raves about that In-N-Out burger. Haven't you heard good things about it?
I have, yeah.
About the old In-N-Out? That's what I'm hearing.
It was good. I actually tried it about 10 years ago in California.
Really?
Yeah, it was good.
Office Space. Percy in Miami Lakes says, have you seen this movie? And not only have I not seen it, I never heard of it. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's a comedy on what it's like to work in corporate America today. It's so realistic, it's almost like a documentary.
It's pretty funny.
Office Space. I'm sure you could relate to it as it makes fun of the stupidity, incompetence, and arrogance of management. You know a movie that's very funny, and I don't know the name of it. And we saw it again yesterday. It's about these people that work at Fort Knox, cleaning crew. And they come up with a scam. And they work in an area where they all the expired money, they burn it and get rid of it. They destroy it.
Is that with Queen Latifah?
Yeah.
Mad Money, I think it's called.
Is that what the name of it is? It's a cute movie. It's funny. And then in the end of the movie, well, I'm not going to spoil it for you. That would be bad. That would be wrong. It's good. Leo says buffalo burgers are usually called bison burgers. I'll be damned. Remember the old buffalo bisons?
Yeah, because a bison is a buffalo, right? Same thing.
No kidding.
It's a male buffalo, maybe?
You're asking me like I know about buffaloes? Out of my area of expertise. Let me ask you one thing.
What is a Buffalo Bill?
Yeah, that's a good question. Buffalo Bison, we know. Yeah, the baseball team, the minor league baseball team used to be the Buffalo Bisons. They played the Red Wings. I remember Luke Easter used to hit those long, long home runs. First he played for the Red Wings, and then he played for Buffalo. He had one of the longest home runs I've ever seen in my life. Luke Easter, do you remember him?
No, not really.
Big, dark-complected guy. Anyway, Leo says, I'm sure you guys have heard of it, and it's very good considering the prices for food. Oh, wait a minute. A new burger chain opened in South Florida called Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Oh, please, we're not going there again, are we? Oh, we had so much about that. I'm trying to think of what happened. George was supposed to do his homework and go try. Did you ever eat there?
No.
Five Guys Burgers and Fries? I'm so sorry, Leo, that you brought that up, because now I'll have like 5,000 emails about it.
Have you ever tried a Whataburger?
No, I've heard it.
Yeah, they have them in Tallahassee. They don't have them down here, but they're good.
Whataburger. What a booger. Oh, somebody also mentioned, Jim mentioned Carl's Jr. There's another West Coast place for you. I've eaten at Carl's Jr. in Vegas at the drive-thru. And I survived. I'm still alive. I think there were another one that also had a little E. coli problem. I could be wrong about that. So if I'm wrong, I stand corrected immediately, if not sooner. Scott in Pinellas Park says, I hopefully never ate at the Hardee's in St. Pete on 34th Street and 38th Avenue, the worst place in existence. How can Hardee's be bad? No Red Robin here. Nearest one is in Orlando, and the Ponderosa on 9th Street in St. Pete just closed. Oh, boy. Nothing like fast food steaks, like you said. Oh, what a horrendous concept. See, I'm not a big one. What was the geriatric buffet that closed a long time ago?
Piccadilly?
No, not Piccadilly. Before that.
I don't know. In Tampa, we had Morrison's Cafe.
That's the one I'm talking about, Morrison's.
Okay.
See, I'm not big on cafeteria-style eating. You know, you get the tray and you go through the line. Oh.
The Salisbury steak? Buh.
No, actually, Morrison's, some of the food wasn't all that bad. It wasn't that the food was bad. It was the clientele was bad. They were all death plus 10.
Yeah, I used to go with my grandfather.
The worst one of those places of all was Duff's. Duff's. Pines Boulevard and something. Pines and Hollywood Boulevard.
Pines is Hollywood Boulevard.
I know. Well, can't go wrong on that.
Nope.
At any rate, it's out there. It's out there in the Pembroke Lakes. At least it was. It's not in existence anymore. Duff's. Everything tasted the same. Everything. The pasta, the tapioca pudding, everything tasted mushy and indiscernible what it was. And I'm positive they used to have like a fizzy glass with Polident at every table waiting for you. Bring your own teeth. Calvin Burrell could not have eaten there. I better do the break because Dave Johnson's going to be calling anytime soon.
Oh,
Neil! This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Okay, it's 11 o'clock on my clock. Is Dave with us or what?
Nope, not yet.
Oh, keep your eye on that bat line. He'll be calling any second. When the little hand hits the big hand,
I'm watching it.
He is as prompt as they come. Got the Belmont on Saturday. It's I don't know. It's kind of a letdown. And by the way, Duff's was on Palm Avenue and Pines Boulevard. Isn't that what I said? Palm and Pines? That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I think Dave's on.
Well, there you go.
Let me see if I can get him up.
See what I said? You could set your sundial by Dave Johnson. I said that the last time we talked to him, so I better get some new material. How you doing, Dave?
I'm fine. How are you, Neil?
Well, it's just one of those things, this racing business of yours.
Of mine?
Of yours. Now, a guy like you, I was thinking this last night to show you what a busy and full life I've got. I was thinking if there's anybody in the world that ought to buy Calvin Burrell some teeth, it's Dave Johnson. You got a couple bucks stashed away from all those years. Come on, you can do it.
You know, it's just he looks like Heath Ledger from the from the movies, doesn't he?
Yeah, only Calvin's still alive.
Yeah.
I guess that's the major distinction.
Ouch. Yeah, he should be able to buy some teeth, though.
The thing with the filly, it really bugs me because, we keep looking for greatness every year. Thoroughbred racing is desperate for a great horse that the public can relate to. Remember, I'm sure you do, Secretariat was on the cover of Time magazine and the whole country. Even people who ordinarily were not interested in racing got all whipped up about Secretariat.
It takes a really special either horse or matchup to get them interested.
Right, Affirmed in Aladar.
Yeah.
Easy Goer and Sunday Silence.
And any time a filly runs against the boys and they both have the credentials, that sets up a great match.
And I don't know about you, but I think they could have gone around another time, and she still would have beat Mind That Bird. I could be wrong, but I think they could still be running, and she'd still win.
Neil, I didn't think Mind That Bird would be in the first 5 or maybe even 10. I was in a pool, and I put him, I didn't even count him to be one of the first 10 in the Preakness. That's how
Why is that?
Dismissed him. I thought he was a fluke in the Derby.
Yeah, it was a peculiar race.
I still don't think that he'll win the Belmont, though.
I'm going to pick against him, too, because who wants chalk,
Yeah.
So many guys just choking on chalk for years and years and years.
Chalk-eating weasels.
There's a good one for you. Chalk-eating weasels.
Chalk-eating weasels, that's what they are. But the horse will be way over bet. People will be buying tickets to save as a souvenir, and they won't be any good because I don't think he'll win. I had a ticket on Brett Hanover at Hazel Park years and years ago, a $2 win ticket for a souvenir. I don't have it anymore. I have a ticket on Secretariat.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Signed by Ron Turcotte. Yeah, I do.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, I'll leave that to you. I'll put that in my will. I was going to give it to Mr.
Believe me, I'm going long before you will. I'll be in a box soon.
I'm up there. I'm older than you.
You are?
I'm 68. How old are you?
66. I'll be 67 in November.
There you go.
I'm catching up to you fast.
Let's hope we're around for next year's Triple Crown.
There's something the audience can bet on. Let's take up an office pool. Who's going to croak first, Dave Johnson or Neil Rogers?
I'm in fairly good shape, though.
Me too, considering fat and diabetic and old, but nevertheless, I don't know. I just, like Timex, I take a licking and keep on ticking.
But, another thing, we keep our brains working, and they say that there was an article in the Times of people that play bridge. I think people that bet horses are even more using their brain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Especially the ones that are reading that racing form. Oh, brother.
Sure, I think
that's one of the great things about thoroughbred racing is you've got a half an hour between races to sit there and change your mind 50 times. Pour over that form, check the buyer speed ratings and all the other stuff, the workouts.
Well, what about the Belmont Saturday?
Well, I don't know. I'm really bummed that the filly's not going to run. And what's the real reason? They're saying, well, she deserves a rest. Come on, give me a break. Do you think that they don't think they could win?
I heard that after the Preakness, she spent a lot of time lying down.
Really?
Yeah. Steve Asmussen told that to a friend of mine. And I think if the horse would have been close to 100%, that Jess Jackson, who really loves the publicity, and he's a player. I think he's great for the game. I really do. He sent her into the Preakness. You know what kind of a sportsman he is. But anyway, I just didn't think that she was 100% because Steve Asmussen's a good horseman, and he just wouldn't send her out if she wasn't ready to do a good race. So
yeah.
That's what I think, and I think she'll come back. I hope she comes back against the boys in the Haskell at Monmouth Park. That's a real possibility.
And when is that?
It's the first weekend, the first Saturday in August. I think it's like August 2nd or something like that. And Mind That Bird could be there too. That'd be a hell of a matchup, wouldn't it?
Yeah, all depending on what he does on Saturday.
On a real dirt track, in the summer, mild track and maybe mile. I think it's a mile and a quarter, mile and eighth or mile and a quarter. That'd be a good one.
And, of course, with or without teeth, Calvin Burrell is set for really making history because he could win the Triple Crown on 2 different horses.
Never been done.
No.
But I don't think it'll happen. I'm going to bet against him.
He's been on fire, by the way, at where's he riding, Churchill Downs? My goodness.
5, 6 winners some days, yeah.
Yeah, just out of control.
Well, he's a very nice guy. He really is.
You always say that. You say that about everybody.
He really is a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't say that about everybody. Howard Cosell was not a nice guy.
No, you hate it. Oh, now you're the one that brought him up this time. I've tried for 2 years. I haven't mentioned his name just out of deference to you.
But you say I say that about everybody, but I don't. He's not a nice guy.
Who else? Who else don't you like in the racing business? Not that Howard Cosell was in the racing business.
There are a couple that I really dislike, but I wouldn't want to make. If I mentioned their name, that would be giving them that be a plus for them.
Giving them ammunition, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What about jockeys? Are there any jockeys that you aren't all that fond of?
I bet a jockey one time. I think I made a $200 bet on him, and he fell off of his horse at the top of the stretch. Rodrigo Madrigal Jr. And
I've heard that name.
And I, even though I lost the money, when I left the track, I saw Dr. Chinichi. This was at Monmouth. He ran the emergency room, and I said, Doc, how did the jockey that fell off at the top of the stretch, Rodrigo, do? He says, he said he took Lasix because he was overweight, and by the time he got to the gate, he didn't have any strength to turn the horse. He said he couldn't make the turn. So, okay, that's one that I'm not real fond of.
I've never seen that in the program before, where there's a little L next to the jockey's name. You see, usually next to the horse's name for Lasix, but next to the jockey's name, that's unusual.
That's how he was able to get his weight down, was to eliminate the water fluid from his inner body, and that is not good. Because it took the electrolytes out too. I don't take Lasix stuff.
Here comes the bunny, and there goes your money. So we got a field of 10. Are they all running, all these 10?
As of right now. It's a little overcast here in New York, but it's supposed to be nice for the weekend. So looks like a fast track, and those 10 will go.
I'm going with Charitable Man myself.
Oh, so am I.
Oh, boy.
Well, this will be good. We'll both get on this horse. Who's your exacta? Who's your second horse?
Chocolate Candy, and I'm going with Mine That Bird third.
I'm going with Dunkirk second. So that's at least we've got a horse for horse. But yeah, I think this Charitable Man is the horse to beat. Good jockey, good trainer, winner over the track. Eddie Maple told me one time an interesting story. He said it's good to ride a horse at Belmont who's already had a race over the track. And he said they're not real smart animals, but he said the first time you race them, then they realize that the finish line, when you let up on them, is only halfway up the track. He said, you turn for home sometimes on a horse, and a horse looks up that long Belmont stretch
and spits it out.
Says, you mean I have to run all the way up there? He doesn't realize it's only halfway.
It's like when it gets to be about 10:30 on this show, and I think, oh, my God, I got to be on here till 2 o'clock. I feel the same way many days. So I see Mine That Bird, because, it's a myth to me about Belmont, this business that because it's, the mile and a half and it's got the long stretch, that it's built for closers. I don't think so.
You have to be close. That's 27
the speed holds up well at Belmont.
27 of the last 30 horses that won the Belmont were within 2 lengths of the lead. So it's very tough. If
Mine That Bird isn't going to be within 2 lengths of the lead.
Yeah, that'd be tough, wouldn't it? Turning for home?
Yeah, I think Calvin's going to have a surprise waiting for him. And that's not personal. I mean, I don't dislike him personally, but just the thing with the no teeth and his whole routine that he puts on after each win, it just leaves me kind of limp. I don't know.
Well, I think he's really genuine after those victories. He really is emotional. But
like Genuine Risk?
She's genuine.
She is genuine. That's what you said at the wire.
Thank you. But I think
some of us old timers remember all those calls.
But I just don't think he's going to do it this year. The race is not, and this horse has had 2 tough races in the last two legs of the Triple Crown. That's tough to do. That's what Big Brown didn't win. He didn't even finish the race last year.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I'm talking about. This really disappointing stuff. Rachel Alexandra, everybody's all whipped up that she's going to be in the Belmont and win it, and she's not even going to run.
Yeah.
And Big Brown with that just tragic performance.
Well, he wasn't going to win.
What do you mean by that?
He wasn't going to win. Those two, even if he would have finished the race, he wouldn't have won it.
I know that. But there was something really wrong there, something really that didn't meet the eye, I think.
What happened is that he had 2 tough races in the Derby and the Preakness. There's only been 11 horses in history that have won all 3 races. It's very, very tough.
Yeah.
Wonderful horses have won 2 out of 3. But you can't. I mean, it's really tough. And I mean, Mine That Bird didn't even win the Preakness, but he had a tough race. That was a tough race to finish second to the filly. He ran his heart out to finish second.
Yeah, he ran well.
Yeah. But,
and I just think it's another crop of real mediocre horses. I could be wrong. I say that almost every year, but I really believe that. I don't see real greatness in there. I don't think even if Mine That Bird wins the Belmont, anybody's going to say he's a great horse.
I think Rachel Alexandra is way up there in terms of really good. And Zenyatta, another filly out on the West Coast. She's raced some terrific races, but I don't know if the 2 of them will ever meet. That'd be a good matchup, those 2.
Well, time will tell. I hope the filly comes back in the Haskell. I think that would be great. You're right.
Let's talk if she does, okay?
Okay, sounds like a deal.
Neil, have a wonderful weekend and good luck in the Belmont. Let's both of us get our top horse, Charitable Man, home.
Charitable Man on top, right. And don't forget, get those teeth in a fizzy glass for Calvin.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
Bye.
Take care. Dave Johnson, we've been doing that for 100 years, and he's 68 years old. Boy, it makes me feel like a teenager. You know what?
Good guy.
One thing about he is a great guy. One thing about getting old, and that is like when you find out like Hank is older than I am, and Dave Johnson's older than me, etc. And there's actually people alive older than me.
He sounds really young, though.
He sounds exactly the same now as he did like 20, 30 years ago. Exactly the same. Well, does your voice change all that much when you get older? I mean, some people, I don't know what happens to, what I mean? The AKs. But then again, so with those people, I think their personality changes too.
True.
With me, I'm still the same bastard fag that I was like 20, 30 years ago, and I think I sound the same. Do I sound different?
I think you sound a little bit different. If you listen to the Bridge Tender, I think your voice maybe is a tad bit higher. Maybe.
It's higher?
I think so.
Oh, Jeff Beeching, who's supposed to be on top of things, tells me that David Carradine died. Yeah, we had that an hour ago.
He did?
Get with it, Jeff. Yeah. Abe Lincoln, too.
Rogers. Were you drudge packing?
More sports. That's all the station's gonna have on it. Stay bored with a suicidal corporate product. One way to keep from admitting a mistake. Just blow up the station. Arbitron found a way to change the system. All gone. To show there's fewer people listening. It's too much work to put a good product on the air. Just blow up the station. Sales have been way down, of course, but certainly not cause of sports. Blowing up the station. What better way to cover a loss than just turn the damn signal off? Blowing up the station. Tune out. Ain't gonna find no entertainment. Black out. We took away your information. The best way to keep my feet on the desk is blowing up the station. If we're hit by killer storms, there ain't nothing around to keep you informed. Blowing up the station. Making up for corporate slack with corporate Jewish lightning, that's blowing up the station.
Speaking of that, we got big news, baby. Our new studio debuts on Monday. Oh! So we're told. Now, you didn't tell me which Monday.
I think this Monday coming up.
You think?
I'm pretty positive.
Brett says, can you add backyard burgers to the list? Can you do it?
Sure.
They were down here a couple of years ago, then they vanished. Their burgers are excellent, waffle fries are great, and the milkshakes are as good as Steak and Shake. I'll tell you one thing, food talk is always compelling with this audience.
Yeah, and I love waffle fries.
Oh, me too. And you know what I really love, too? At Crystal, like when in Tampa, before I would get on the highway to drive back to Fort Lauderdale, I'd go through Crystal, through the drive-thru, and get a bunch of little burgers, the mini cheeseburgers, and the cheese fries. And the only thing is that when you're driving and you're eating the cheese fries, oh, man, you get all the mung all over the steering wheel and your hands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're reaching in the bag and you're pulling one out.
Yeah. And the fries, too.
Exactly. It says the burgers are excellent, waffle fries are great, and the milkshakes are as good as Steak and Shake. Also, I think there's a Sonic near the Sawgrass Mills Mall. No, there's not. Love you, Neil, and definitely miss George, says Brett. Everybody starts these rumors. Oh, there's one next door to your house. Everybody. Yeah. Sure. There's one right up the block and down the road. David's got some very terrifying news. He says, I think Duff's is still around.
Oh, my gosh.
It was bought out by City Vice Mayor Carl Schechter. And yes, the ambiance is still the same old swill. Says Schechter, Duff's is a classic that needs to be preserved. And David says, oh, yeah, preserved just like Schechter, who chronologically is in his 80s, but mentally is 10 years past death. Boy, that's a real shot. Who did Dave Johnson take a shot at today? He ripped somebody.
Howard Cosell?
Oh, Howard Cosell. Well, that's easy to do. Howard's been dead for like 20 years. He hated him, boy. Did he hate him like poison. It says, by the way, it's rumored Sizzler went out of business due to too many frogs going in to feed their entire flocks on one meal ticket. Maybe too many Dave Game and Ed Schultz free meals as well. Ed Schultz is a known schnorrer? I didn't know that. I see him on is that the guy on MSNBC, Ed Schultz?
Yeah, and he was on Air America for a while.
Yeah, I know that. He's okay. He's dull, but he's okay. You know what I mean by dull?
Mm-hmm.
Personality challenged. Gail says, Neil, hi Neil, from one of your non-existent female listeners. There are 3 Sonics in Palm Beach County and 2 Perkins. One of the Sonics is only 2 miles from my house. Haven't been there yet. She doesn't tell me where her house is, though. Says, had a dream last night the Belmont was won by a jockey with a British accent, but there aren't any Brits riding. Oh, well. Maybe it was Frankie Dettori, who's Italian but got a British accent. He's not in it either, but... You know Lanfranco Dettori?
I do not.
You don't know Frankie Dettori? Probably the greatest money jockey in the world. When the money's on the line, Frankie is there, man. He's great. Dave says there's a Sonic in Boynton Beach right next to the Boynton Mall. Well, I don't know about you. I'm just not a Boynton Beach kind of guy. In fact, I'm not a Palm Beach County kind of guy.
No.
I can't tell you the last time I went to Palm Beach County. Like, you know, I mean, I've driven through it to go somewhere. But to actually go somewhere and get out of the car and do something, and I don't know. Are you? I mean, I mentioned something about Boca the other day, and you freaked out.
Yeah. I don't head up north much, really.
Right. Well, where do you live?
Aventura.
Oh, you live in Dade County. Oh, my God.
Barely.
How sad. Byron Pegg and Mustard the Wonder Dog. Wow. Chronics from Meridian, Idaho say, I don't know if it's my computer or not, but your website is sometimes hard to get on. Sometimes your homepage won't come up, and sometimes when I go to one of your stories, it won't come up. I haven't heard you talk about it. Well, that's because I don't know about it, and quite frankly, what am I going to do about it? I don't want to sound indifferent or like callous or anything like that, or like a hard-ass old fag, but I'm a hard-ass old fag. That's just me. I went to Woodbine last night, was losing my ass, and then I went into the $5 room, the rubber room. Oh, boy. The rubber room. And I did good. And I made all my money back, and I left even, and I felt like I won $50 million. I went to the 2-cent quick hit. I got 6 quick hits, $360. It got even. You're not a slots player, so you can't relate to it.
No.
That's my best advice about playing slots. Don't. Oh, and I got the article about Calder is starting. They're putting the shovel in the ground, baby. There are a lot of people that they put the shovel in the ground for at Calder over the years. It says, cha-ching! Miami's first casino breaks ground at Calder Racetrack will be filled with the sweet sounds of slots when the Super Bowl comes to town. Is that exciting or what?
Very.
And by the way, let me just, I don't know if I should discuss this on the air, but we have no way to talk unless I call you before the show until Monday when we get that studio going.
Right.
As far as compelling is concerned, horse racing is something, I mean, the Dave Johnson stuff is fun. You know, we have a few laughs, and I think the audience enjoys that. And he's the only guest we have on the show anyway. He's no Stormy, but he's the best we can do.
Well.
But at any rate, the horse racing thing, when you talk to Steve Sloan and some of your other powwow pals, it's a killer.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, in today's promotion meeting that we're having,
yes,
I'm going to bring up show killers.
Well, that's one.
Yes.
And you know me, I love horse racing, and George was making some extra bucks with it, so I didn't put up a stink about it. But those Fridays, man, I think that you could have measured the audience with a dipstick.
Well, I can tell you my wife, who's a big Neil fan, she would tune out. She goes, God, the horse racing stuff again, and she'd be out.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Killer. Not compelling. Blackie says Duff's was off Palm Avenue and Pines Boulevard. There was a good Chinese restaurant in the plaza called Beijing. That's right. That was a great place. That was a great place. It says Screw Sonic, Char Hut is the best. Char Hut's very good. I love the Italian sausage at Char Hut with cheese and onion. My old pill doctor, Dr. Bob, what the hell was his name? I forget. It's just as well for him that I forget. Anyway, the old pill doctor, he was on Nob Hill Road, like in Tamarack, I guess it is. And I would go there to get my blood drawn and, all that stuff. And, of course, you have to be fasting when you do that. And then as soon as I would get in the car and go back, there was a Char Hut on Nob Hill. and I would go through the drive-thru and get a Italian sausage sandwich with cheese and onion. Oh, God. That is just to die for. You ever have that at Char Hut?
I've never been to Char Hut, but I've heard good things about it.
Let me ask again. What did you just say?
I have never been to a Char Hut.
Oh, my God.
Well, you got something to look forward to now.
You're a bastard.
Hey, this is Vince for Swine Wow. And you'll be saying, wow, I feel like I'm going to die if you get the swine flu. That's why you need the Swine Wow. Works like a sponge when it comes to the influenza virus. Some kid back from spring break in Cancun cough up a lung on your coffee table? Wipe it up with Swine Wow. Infected saliva, mucus, that's where the disease is. Soak it up with Swine Wow. You following me there, CDC guy? Swine Wow is made in Mexico. Hey, you know the Mexicans make killer stuff. Use the Swine Wow as a surgical mask. I tell you, nothing's getting through the Swine Wow. And if you order now, because you know the panic's not going to last forever, we'll throw in another Swine Wow absolutely free. Swine Wow, order now.
Yeah, you'll be saying, holy crap all day. He just sends me to the can. Vince. What's his last name? Shlomi Rabinowitz?
I think that's it.
686 votes on the poll. Boy, they're whipped up about this. Good poll, Brandon. Thanks. What restaurant chain do you wish would open a location in South Florida? White Castle, 219. Sonic, 127. Hardee's, 77. Jack in the Box, 70. Red Robin, 43. I'm still not sure what Red Robin is. I better Google it during the next break.
Gourmet Burgers.
Gourmet Burgers.
Yep.
You know, the best burger I've had in years, I know that I hate to say it again because I'll get laughed at, was that bacon cheeseburger at Denny's last time I was down there.
Really?
It was awesome. And you should have seen the response I got on the emails. Oh, what kind of taste do you got? First it's Red Lobster, and then it's Denny's. Oh, I'm telling you, it was great. Why would I make that up? When's the last time you've eaten in a Denny's?
God, at least a year, I would think.
Oh, a year?
Yeah.
With me, it's probably more like 10 years. Red Robin, 43. Ponderosa Steakhouse, 42. Remember the Denny's that used to be on 125th and Biscayne?
Yes.
No. Remember that one?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a Denny's. It was a Howard Johnson's.
Well, there is a Denny's on Biscayne for sure. Oh, that's like way down farther, though. It's like 40.
Yeah, way down yonder. No, you're 79th in Biscayne.
Yeah.
No, not 79th in Biscayne. 79th in something. Ponderosa Steakhouse, 42. In-N-Out Burger, 41. No, 36th in Biscayne. That's where the Denny's is.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's
near downtown.
The one that Paul Lynn got kicked out of for being an obnoxious drunk. He got kicked out of there one time. Years and years ago, when he was alive. In-N-Out Burger, 41. Perkins Restaurant, 36, which I think used to be Perkins Pancake House. That's a good joint. I've eaten at that one in Tampa a few times on Dale Mabry.
Yeah.
Good restaurants in Tampa. Most of them are on Dale Mabry. No?
Yeah, and there's a bunch of Perkins in the state of Florida. It's weird that there's none down here.
Well, that's South Florida for you. There used to be a bunch of Crystals all over, too, and then they finally got one there in Pompano, wherever the hell it is. Roy Rogers, 23, Harvey's, 3, Whataburger, 2, Sizzler, 2, Carl's Jr., 1, and Backyard Burgers has got the big...
Oh!
Which we just went on there. Food intensive. Maybe what we'll do, since we want to be so compelling, is just do a food show every day.
Okay.
It's just a joke. Food show every day. We'll do the candy bar thing. They didn't like that one. We've done that a couple times. What's the best candy of all time? Boy, they get wild. Oh, man. This is the most terminal... I don't know. I guess not everybody is into candy the way I am. Don't get hooked on that Hershey's almonds and toffee bar. Oh. That thing is... It ought to be illegal. There ought to be a skull and crossbones on the label.
Yeah, I was checking it out online. Looks good.
Were you? What did it say? Are there any reviews?
Yeah, people seem to love it.
Oh.
And it's only 220 calories per bar. That's not bad.
It's not the calories. It's the amount of sugar in it. My God.
Tons of sugar and tons of fat.
Really?
Yeah, lots of saturated fat.
Wow.
But who cares? It's a candy bar.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me take a look. Let me see if... Oh, it doesn't have the listing. Doesn't have the list of carbs and stuff.
I think it had 22 grams of sugar as a
milk
carb.
Chocolate, sugar, milk ingredients, what's that? Cocoa butter, unsweetened chocolate, lecithin, polyglycerol, polyrincoleate, I can't even read it, artificial flavor, almonds, roasted in cocoa butter and or sunflower oil, sugar, butter, milk, salt, and lactose. Well, where does it come from with the toffee? Where does that come from? I guess they make the toffee from some of those other ingredients, huh? It is just, it's too good to be true. You can't eat only 5. Let me tell you that right now. Lawrence says, Bob's Big Boy. I don't think there's any in Florida at all. Well, guess what, Lawrence?
Abu Ghraib.
That's where you'll find one. I don't know if it's Bob's, but it's Big Boy out there on Davie Road Extension. Is that still there? By the Hess gas station with the Godfathers?
I don't think so.
No? Big Boy is gone. It was right there by 595 on Davie Road Extension.
Could be there. I don't go down that way much, but I don't remember seeing it.
What do you mean you don't go down that way? I mean up that way.
Yeah, up that way, sorry.
The Big Boy sandwich is heads and shoulders above other fast foods version of the same thing, including the Big Mac. It's even compelling, Lawrence says. And Don and Bob's, the one by the lake, would be great, too, but it's not a chain. If there's only 2, which there used to be before the one in Brighton closed, does that make it a chain if there's 2?
It's a small chain.
Yeah, a small chain. Don and Bob's. Oh, boy.
Okay, total carbs in your candy bar there? 23.
Oh, that's not so bad.
22 are sugar, and 1 is fiber.
Oh, fiber.
Yeah, and 14 grams of fat.
You know, I can't even remember. I'm so old and feeble, I can't even remember if I joiced before in that last hour. I'm sure I did not. That would be the kind of thing you would remember, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, you'd remember that. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I'm trying to figure out one of these breaks where I'm just going to, I don't know, take off. I think I'm all done, by the way, with those phone calls during the show. Those 2 are very important.
Yeah.
It's inappropriate. It's not compelling, and it's Bush League is what it is. We're paying you a lot of money to do a show, and you're taking personal calls. Well, it's a guy with a bunch of numbers for me, that's all. Like Hank used to take calls from his bookie on the air. Did you know that?
No, but it makes sense.
Yeah, he used to confabulate with his bookie during the show. Sam in Boston says your mention of Duff's as a poor choice of dining venue was completely accurate and brought back some very bad memories.
Absolutely correct, sir.
I believe they had a location in Hialeah back in the early 80s. I think it was either on Palm Avenue or 4th Avenue. That's in Hialeah's stupid-ass separately numbered street system. A few of my cheapskate friends were out driving around when the real genius of our group suggested going to Duff's because it was about $4 or $5 for all you can eat. I wasn't a picky eater in my youth, but was still completely grossed out by this place. What a freaking dump, says Sam in Boston. Sarcastic Sam. That's what he calls himself, Sarcastic Sam. Duff's Smorgasbord. Yech, it says. Feh. Feh. Even the Goyim used to say feh. But all the old cockers were in there, man. Oh, boy. Filling up their plate with that wonderful food. Calvin Burrell would have had a good time in there. He could have gummed all the food. Even the meat dishes tasted like the potatoes. Everything tasted exactly the same. Indistinguishable. I know that sounds crazy, but it was all like moosh. You know what I mean by mooshy?
Yep.
I'm not big into mooshy food. Adam Oshmuck is back again. Chronic, Adam. Chronic. Not to be too Toronto intensive, he says, but if you like a good burger, you should make a trip to Apache Burger in Etobicoke. It's really a small place, but it's often cited as the best burger in town. I'll take your word for it, Adam. I'm not doing the Whirlwind Toronto eating tour yet. I still haven't tried Harvey's yet. They have good commercials. Leonardo is back. He says, what's the difference between bison and buffalo? Buffalo is the popular name often used to describe North American bison. However, this is a misnomer. In fact, buffalo are distinctly different animals from bison. Although both bison and buffalo belong to the same family, Bovidae, true buffalo, are only native to Africa and Asia. You won't find any real buffalo in Buffalo. So I guess you're eating bison burgers.
I guess so.
Eating that crap. It just doesn't sound appetizing to me. I don't know. I mean, well, what difference does it make?
Right.
We're so conditioned to think that somehow cow is more, I don't know. Well, you're not eating any of it anyway.
Right. But it amazes me,
This whole conversation today is kind of a moot point for you because you're not gonna be going to any of these joints.
I don't know.
You what?
Maybe.
Well, what would you stick to this thing 100%, or once in a while do you go off the wagon?
No, I stick to it, but there's usually something I can eat.
Like the waffle fries?
Oh, yeah. Except I don't go to Chick-fil-A to eat them, though.
You don't go what?
I don't eat them at Chick-fil-A.
Why not?
It's a protest because it's such a religious place.
Chick-fil-A is a religious place?
Oh, yeah.
It's owned by a religious nut.
Oh, yeah. That's why they're closed on Sundays.
Born-again religious nut?
Sure.
Really, or you don't know? Chick-fil-A.
I just know it's owned by a Christian group, yeah.
Oh, by a Christian group.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what they say. A lot of goyim out there.
Hi, this is G. Gordon Liddy, and they don't come any worse than Neil Rogers.
Hey, girls, want to see the sleazy side of the American doll? Then you need Talking Tramp Stamp Barbie.
Check out the dragon on my lower back. The tail goes right down to my crack.
And Talking Tramp Stamp Barbie has a whole variety of tattoos to choose from.
I could tell you why I have it there, but that's my secret.
You'll have hours of fun with Talking Tramp Stamp Barbie and her new boyfriend, Talking Tribal Tattoo D-Bag Ken.
I don't know what it means, but my arm looks pretty cool, don't it?
So pick up a Talking Tramp Stamp Barbie today. Barbie's Malibu Ink Parlor sold separately.
Oh, Flea sent me a thing about Chick-fil-A. Well, you really got a bug up your ass about that. You wouldn't eat it anyway, would you? You don't eat chicken, do you?
No, not anymore, but I still won't go and get the waffle fries. But that's just a personal choice.
Yeah.
Food's good, you know.
I hear it's really good. I'm not going to go there and subsidize them, though, because of what you say. Fershke says, was Duff's in the corner of that shopping center next to the Chinese restaurant? Yeah, that's right. I remember eating in a restaurant there when I was little, but could never remember the name. It was like a buffet or something. The Chinese restaurant was great, though. That's correct. The Chinese restaurant was great, and Duff's was to die from. Not to die for, but to die from. 710 votes on there. 710. What is 710? Radio Mambi? Yes. Used to be WGBS. One of the really bizarre things that I've never been able to understand.
Mm-hmm.
WGBS was located back in the day when there was a WGBS at 710 Brickell Avenue. In like a house kind of a building on Brickell. And there's 710 on the dial.
Huh.
How do you go about doing that?
I don't know.
In other words, which came first, the chicken or the egg? That would be like us being 560 State Road 7 or something like that.
That'd be cool.
Well, maybe we're going to be moving there. You know, we can orchestrate another one of these great moves, and it seems to work out really well. Well, you emailed me all this stuff about Chick-fil-A. The founder, S. Truett Cathy, is a devout Southern Baptist who has taught Sunday school for over 51 years, whose religious beliefs permeate the company to this day. The company's official statement of corporate purpose says that the business exists to glorify God by being a faithful steward of all that's entrusted to us and have a positive influence on all who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. The locations are closed on Sundays. Our decision to close on Sunday was our way of honoring God and directing our attention to things more important than our business. If it took 7 days to make a living with a restaurant, then we needed to be in some other line of work. Through the years, I've never wavered from that position, said S. Truett Cathy. Oh, focus on the family. He's involved. Oh, boy. Hocus pocus. Focus on the family. That's all I need to know. Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, Flea. Well, I've had a couple on this. The location in Davie is a Shoney's, big boy, that's been closed for about 2 years due to a fire. It says the sign near the road says they're threatening to reopen soon. Better look out. We're going to reopen it. There's Elias Brothers, big boy. There's Shoney's, big boy. And then there's Hey, big boy. See, if I was down there, if I wasn't so out of touch, I could actually... And if my mother was still alive and I was going there every Tuesday for lunch, I would drive by the big boy and I'd see the big sign. And I would know that. I would drive by Hess, and I'd probably make a beeline in there for the Godfather's Pizza.
We used to go to ones in Tampa, but I think they were Fisher's Big Boys.
Fisher's Big Boy, never heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
Had the Macy Fisher's Big Boy.
Had the big kid out front, like a big statue of the little boy.
Yeah, that's right. That's Big Boy. That's their logo. Kind of like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Right?
I think so.
I mean, along those lines. It's a long time, man, a long time. Talk about living in the past. George Ann says, Hola, don't forget that back in the day there was a Duff Smorgasbord in Hialeah. And a Black Anus on 49th Street. Oh, I remember Black Anus. I remember the days when you would leave work every day and drive to Baskin-Robbins on 163rd. That was great. No, not every day. If I went there every day, I'd be dead. You remember there used to be a Baskin-Robbins in North Miami Beach, 163rd, not far off the highway. And it had a drive-through. And I would get a hot fudge sundae on chocolate ice cream, or chocolate marshmallow, 3 scoops. Chocolate marshmallow doesn't exist anymore. I mentioned that a couple of years ago. And then somebody tried to tell me, oh, there's fish food. Fish food is great, but it's not chocolate marshmallow. Do you remember chocolate marshmallow?
Yes, I do.
Why did they stop making it? Because it's too good?
I guess.
Then Georgianne also says, have you ever eaten at P.F. Chang's? Yes, once.
Yeah, there's one by my house. It's always packed.
Very overrated. Very overrated. I mean, I love Chinese food. It's hard to get a bad Chinese meal. I'm not saying the food there was bad, but it was nothing special. Yoshi Schmendrick says, you know what, I'm cool with Flea, but I do have to say I miss George when it comes to some drops he used to say, like, go ahead, or just this morning. And say, you did just this morning just this morning.
Yeah, I sure did.
Just the other morning. Now, how come I can't find go ahead?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, you're cheating. You've got it on the 360.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. I got it on the DCS, and you don't even know how to use the DCS yet. Well, you'll learn. It's not that hard. If I can figure it out. It says, I missed the fart sounds. I guess I had to get used to it, so I'll get used to Flea. But eat a burger, Flea, for crying out loud. Don't be trying to push meat on this guy. He's a vegetarian. I'm not one of those people that tries to tell you how to live your life or what to eat or like that.
Right.
Or what to drive. It says, how can you talk about food if you don't eat meat? Well, he did. How long have you been doing the veggie thing?
8 years.
8 years?
Yep.
Do you eat Boca burgers?
Yeah, they're awesome.
I'm the one that introduced Boca burgers in South Florida. I made a big hit out of them on IOD. Did you know that? Probably not.
No, but they're good.
I made them legendary, Boca burgers. It says it's like Jolly Joe telling Neil what compelling radio is. Oh, and I got some great news, by the way. Very good news.
Okay.
Yesterday, I did not get a call from your friend, and I didn't even get a text message saying I'm going to call you tomorrow. Talk about those numbers and talk about this. Well, what did you find out during your slinking up and down the hallway yesterday after the show?
I didn't find out anything. Those guys were all gone.
They were all gone?
Yeah.
And maybe one of them ain't coming back.
Could be.
You think?
I don't know.
Where would that leave you?
Flapping in the breeze, maybe? I don't know.
He's your link. He's your lifeline.
Yeah, he's my guy.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Pusillanimous Pussyfooter says, In-N-Out is a small family-owned California chain that's limited to California, Nevada, and Arizona. Any burger place outside of these states using the In-N-Out name, including South Florida, places mentioned by a previous emailer, are not part of the original California-based chain. How do you like that? Their niche in the market is to provide the highest possible quality in a fast food environment. They stress freshness. Every customer order is prepared when ordered. Nothing is made ahead. The beef is fresh, never frozen, and the potatoes for the French fries are cut in the store, never frozen or processed. You can actually watch the worker put the potatoes in a manual machine that cuts the fries. Since they're cooked to order, you can specify well-done fries, a godsend to those like me who hate mushy fries. I don't think there are too many people like mushy food unless they're like 100 years old and they got no teeth, like Calvin Burrell. Because they offer so few menu items, In-N-Out offers the customer the chance to customize his order via a so-called secret menu. A secret menu, oh, I'll bet.
If it's secret, how do you know about it?
The most famous secret option is animal style. Animal style? It's chopped off here. I think that's what it says. Which add onions and secret sauce, which is basically Thousand Island dressing. Another is protein style, which is a bunless burger wrapped in lettuce. Oh, that's perfect for Atkins.
Yeah.
Burgers can be ordered. You know, Wendy's was doing that for a while when Atkins was really popular until he croaked. And they were doing like, you could order your burger Atkins style, and they would like wrap it in tinfoil and they would no bun. Burgers can be ordered by specifying the number of meat patties and cheese slices. A 4-3 would get you a burger with 4 patties and slices of cheese.
All right.
4x3. The owning family has resisted the chance to franchise nationwide. They feel they couldn't maintain the unique quality standards if they expanded to a larger geographical area. They're definitely worth a visit next time you or any of your listeners are out west. Take care, PP. Okay, PP, thanks for the In-N-Out.
Sounds good.
Yeah, there's one there in Vegas, right, not far off the Strip. Seen it a zillion times, and I've never been, I don't know. I mean, Carl's Jr. I went in Vegas. And to me it seemed like, I don't know, like just another burger joint with nothing special. I didn't get the E. coli burger, though, thank the Lord. Thank God, you know?
Oh, God!
Especially if you're driving on a highway, because it's right near the interstate there. What's the interstate in Vegas? I-5, I think? I don't know. It's right near there. So if you go through the drive-thru and you get this stuff and then you hop on the interstate, oh, boy. Where can I make a pit stop here? Keith says, please add Friendly's ice cream. There's one in Orlando, one in Melbourne. I already voted for Sonic, the one in Naples. You want to put Friendly's ice cream on there?
Yeah, sure.
Why not? We tried Vic and Irv's in Fort Lauderdale. That went over like boobs on a ballpoint pen. It just didn't work. I don't know why. All the Rochesterians in South Florida. I don't think there are that many Rochesterians in South Florida. There used to be. I think they're all dead, except me. Vic and Irv's was good. Don and Bob's was great. Oh, boy. Give me a ground round. And just the smell in there was just awesome, you know? Blackie says, forgot to recommend Fat Burger. I've seen that, too. Never been there. It's good and fat. They're popular in Vegas and California. There's Ralph's Supermarket in L.A. It's interesting. Different parts of the country, you got different chains, supermarkets, drive-thrus, stuff. Ralph's. I remember last time I was in L.A. 100 years ago, I went, because Ralph's was open 24 hours before it became fashionable. Now there's all kinds of, like here we got Dominion open 24 hours. Wasn't Grand Union open 24/7, I think?
Maybe.
But you don't know. You don't know from Grand Union. My Grand Union was right there on the corner of Sunset and 107th Ave. Mine. They just opened it just for me. It had my name on it. Bob in Naples says we have 4 Perkins in the greater Naples area, and they all suck. Oh, wow. Can you believe that? That, to me, is like blasphemy.
What about Bob Evans?
That's for rednecks, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why they're in Tampa.
Bob Evans? Well, what is it?
They're
like
good.
A biscuit place?
It's like a Denny's, yeah, you know, something like that, where they got skillets and stuff like that. It's pretty good.
Oh, skillets.
Yeah.
Bob Evans. What about Luther Evans? I bet he's not alive.
No.
Well, it be the 12 to 1 hour on WQAM.
I've been a little paranoid lately about this whole swine flu thing. The news reporting more cases and the illness it brings. And each time they talk, they say the germs they can cling. So I go scrubbing and rinsing when I run to the sink. My honey, my baby, you don't want virus on yourself. I think you'll probably be fine. Just wash your hands for your health. Wash your hands, baby. Scrub them good. Keep them clean. Ooh, baby, 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 this swine flu won't go away. I hear there's many more people being infected each day. Well, I'll make sure that I'm hygienic. None of them germs I'll allow. In fact, I'd rather be alive than be dead anyhow. My honey, my baby, you don't want virus on yourself. I think you'll probably be fine. Just wash your hands for your health.
Oh, 12:02 at 560 WQM. Happy Thursday, although it feels like Friday to me. That's because I'm not working tomorrow, I guess, right? Isn't that why I feel that way?
Yep.
Sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. Much too nice to be sitting cooped up in here for 2 more hours. Here's Flea. Ida says, don't ask me how I ended up there, but I was in Newport Richie a couple of weeks ago.
Ugh.
You hear those sirens?
Yeah.
And ate at this country place called Cody's. The food was delicious. They even let you throw peanuts on the floor. Oh, that's like those, what are those others?
Roadhouse.
What is it?
Roadhouse Grill. But they're done. They closed.
Good. The food was delicious. They even let you throw peanuts on the floor. Could you please add them on the list? Cody's. How do we know Cody's is a chain?
I'll check. I don't think it is.
No. By the way, did you hear David Carradine was found dead in Thailand? Yeah, we heard the President Lincoln got a bad headache, too. Cut it out, Ida. That was not hours ago. I miss George, trying to get used to Flea. Looking forward to hearing him talk about beer. I know it's one of his favorite pastimes, and it's one of mine as well, says Ida. Is beer one of your favorite pastimes?
Oh, yeah. I'm a big beer guy.
Why is that?
I just love beers. I like the microbrews. I'm like a beer snob, kind of. It's my thing.
Is it your thing? Well, you're not eating meat, so I guess you have to have something.
That's right.
Gino says, on the interstate between L.A. and Vegas, there's a restaurant and motel called Bun Boy. Do a search for Bun Boy in Baker, California. I think maybe he means Bakersfield. Maybe it's Baker, I don't know. The sign has a baker holding a big arrow at his crotch pointing to the restaurant. I always wondered what went on in the Bun Boy Motel. Well, Gino, if anybody should know, I think you sound like the voice of experience. The Bun Boy Motel.
Rectum.
That's California for you know. Kind of
gay.
A little bit. Not too much. So did anybody see The Neighbor yet with Rod Steiger? I don't know what it is. It's like they're angry about it. Like, oh, we won't watch that piece of crap. Okay. Now, you're going to watch it this weekend, right?
Yes, I am.
What excitement. Monday we'll be in the new studio, and you will have seen The Neighbor, and we can confabulate about it. And we can also confabulate between like 8:45 and 10 o'clock. Off the air.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like Cody's is a chain.
No. Didn't think so. Sorry, Ida. Go have another brew. Mary says you can't do a food show. This isn't a food show. It's a chain fast food cheese without mentioning the Monks Inn on Coral Way or the studio. Well, we're not talking about that. We've done those a million times, Mary. Sorry. She says, I still dream of the cheese. If you like cheese, go to Dalt's. Everything had cheese. The waitresses had cheese in their ears, and the chairs had cheese on the seat, and everything had cheese at Dalt's. I love Dalt's. Long gone, right?
I love cheese.
Is Dalt's long gone? You don't know from Dalt's? You probably never even heard of it.
Never heard of it. I'll check and see if it's around.
Very, very big South Florida chain, once upon a time. There was one in Kendall. I'm trying to think where the hell they were. They were in Broward. In fact, there was one in Broward just down the road on US 1 from Ruth Chris. There was a Dalt's. One of the most disgusting things I ever did in my life, because there was a Dunkin' Donuts also right in that same area. I had a big, big meal at Ruth Chris, got in my car, started driving home. I went down US 1, and it's not that far down, and I saw the Dunkin' Donuts. And I hadn't had dessert in Ruth Chris, so I figured, well, I'm going to stop in there and get a couple of donuts, and I did. I hate to admit that. That's really gluttony. That's disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah, and the only Dalt's I see is in Nashville.
Oh, well, better you than me. I'm not going back there. Mary says Chick-fil-A is big here in North Carolina. There's one on every corner.
I bet.
Flea is right. They're very religious, but it works well for the area. It matches a church on every corner. Like Nashville, there was a church on every corner and a bar right across the street. And a strip club on the kitty corner. Misha Williams says, Misha, I know it was going to take a sister to mention Bojangles. Oh, you got Bojangles in South Florida.
Used to, yeah.
We sure as hell did. She says, I don't know if I spelled it right. Yes, you did. Maybe Flea can check it. Yes. It says they have some good stuff, definitely better than KFC and Popeyes, which he did not spell. She got Popies. You know Popies? Don't be dopey, eat at Popies.
My favorite place.
Also, I really miss George. Sorry, Flea, nothing against you. It's just that I love George. I'm a little worried what's going to happen when you go on vacation. The two guys that were on 2 weeks ago were not very good, and I hope they don't come back. No, it's going to be Flea and Josh Cordes, so they tell us. George was very passionate about stuff he believes in. I always thought that was compelling. Love you, Uncle Neil. Your sister listener, Misha. Thanks, Misha. Leo is back. Boy, he is just a wild child.
Looks like the closest Bojangles is Orlando.
There's no more Bojangles in South Florida? There used to be.
Not on their website.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Well, we can put it on there if you like. Don't forget the Monks Inn in the studio, which have nothing to do with this poll or this show today, but Mary's a little confused. Oh, you can't do food talk without mentioning... Sure we can, because that's not what we're talking about. Let me read the poll question once. What restaurant chain do you wish would open a location in South Florida? Studio was not a chain, and neither was the Monks Inn. They were both great. Missed that cheese, missed that French onion soup in both places. Oh, God, both joints had the best. Also, Burned Steakhouse is great French onion soup with thick, or at least they used to.
No, it's the best ever.
Still?
Yeah.
Boy, it brings back some great memories. Those 6 years I did UM baseball. Every trip to Tampa to play USF, we'd make several pit stops at Burned Steakhouse. Leo says, although I've never had one, bison meat is much healthier than regular beef and even chicken. It has significantly lower amounts of fat and cholesterol, also has much higher amounts of protein per serving. See, this business about not wanting to eat meat because you don't want to kill animals, I don't kill any animals. Somebody else does it for me.
That's true. Well, you know the best meat that you can eat is venison.
Gamey. Oh, gamey. I don't like gamey. I don't like duck. Anything that's gamey tasting.
That's why you soak it in milk a little bit.
Soak it in what?
You soak the meat in milk, and it takes the gaminess out of it a little bit. But as far as
soak it in milk?
Yeah, as far as zero cholesterol and zero fat, venison's the best.
Leo says, I believe all the health benefits related to eating bison versus regular beef or chicken also applies to ostrich meat. Didn't you say you had that?
Yeah, believe it or not, it's a red meat.
Sounds gross.
It's pretty good.
Leo says, I apologize for throwing in my 2 cents, but Food Talk is very compelling radio, and I'm not a fat ass. Well, see, even people who aren't fat asses like to eat. I know that comes as a great shock to some. Redlands, Jim and Jan say, please add Crystal Burger to your poll. Well, there's one in Pompano. There's one there on somewhere, McNabb or somewhere in Pompano. Powerline Road. Did you know that? Makes you feel like you're right back in Tampa again.
Well, there's billboards up around here, so there has to be some Crystal Burgers.
Oh, yeah, there's Crystals, and there may be more than one. It says, except the one on Colonial in Orlando. Bad location, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. Also, my dad once took us to Duff's. Yeah, couldn't wait to get out of there.
You're
just too young, unless you're at least 99.
There's a Crystal Burger on Sunrise and Powerline.
That's what I just said, Powerline and something.
Sunrise.
Sunrise and Powerline, there's a Crystal. Just go to that drive-thru and fill up the tank with burgers. Open the trunk. Load it up. Although I'll tell you, it's good, but it's not Wayne Arnold's. Although I did hear some things a couple of weeks ago. Let's not go there.
Okay.
Joseph says, what is it with these jockeys' voices that sound like they just jumped out of a cartoon? Do they take some sort of anti-HGH, maybe helium? Yeah, they suck on helium, I think. Oh, hi there, Mr. Wright. How are you doing? Yeah, even Julie Crone sounded the same, squeaky. And you want to know why? Because they're midgets. They're munchkins. Wouldn't you expect little people to talk high, squeaky voices?
Yeah.
Well, they do. P.S. When in the Tampa area, try Skyway Jacks for breakfast or lunch. They just opened a new place on North 4th Street. Skyway Jacks. I'm not going to be going to Tampa to eat, I'll tell you that.
Well, I believe 4th Street is in St. Petersburg anyway.
Yeah, there you go. Get with it, Jersey jerk, whoever you are. Joe says, is the new guy doing a more Femme George imitation? Thank you. Is that what you're doing, a more Femme George imitation?
I guess so.
Never really thought of it in those terms. See, the implication being that George was, something. Oh, George sounds so girly, like that. I never believed that. But you...
I'm not the most masculine guy in the world, that's for sure.
Really?
Well, whatever. I am what I am.
Don't be saying that on a sports station. That's bad. Bad for our image. Bad for the QAM image. We want those macho guys that, oh, Alonzo, oh, you're so big, Alonzo. And then, of course, Kobe and Roger Federer.
Yeah, I'm no Kimbo camper.
Well, thank God for that. In other words, you don't sniff Ethan Skolnick's farts. You can't get much more macho than that. Sniffing sports writers' farts. Brandon says, I never had a bad burger at Denny's. Always eat that bacon cheeseburger, and I love it. It's the perfect thing to eat like at 3 a.m. Well, you know what? If you eat it at 3 p.m., you can have a good BM in the PM. Bacon cheeseburger at Denny's. Trust me. All you skeptics out there that think I'm making that up, oh, Denny's is like for, Goyim. Well, I may be. I don't know. Yeah. I was shocked it was so good. In fact, I was shocked at the menu because it certainly, they totally changed their image. And rightfully so.
Do they still have the moons over my hammy?
The what?
Moon over my hammy?
Oh, no.
They used to have that.
Did they really? Well, thank God they cut that out.
Oh, Neil Rogers.
God.
Real American A-holes.
Real American A-holes.
We salute you, Mr. National Anthem Improviser.
Mr. National Anthem Improviser.
You feel the need to put your own special stamp on the Star-Spangled Banner, even though the composers got it right the first time.
Oh, say, can you see?
The crowd wants to sing along, but they can't, because it's impossible to figure out where the hell you're going with the next verse.
The twilight's last gleam.
The members of each team just want to play ball, but the game is delayed because you've stretched the song from its normal minute 20 to 4 minutes and change.
On the ramparts we were.
American Idol thought you stunk too. That's why William Hung has a record deal and a tour, and you're singing for the East Podunk Prairie Chickens.
On the land of the free.
So we salute you, Mr. National Anthem Improviser, your 8x10 glossy photo, your girth, and your bling bling.
And the whole of the place.
You are a real American a-hole.
Don't you think maybe he meant East Podunk, not East Podunk, but nevertheless.
Close enough.
12:18 at 560 WQAM. We got the big coming along, too. I'm sure more hoops talk, right? When you think?
I would think so.
We got the NBA Finals Game 1 tonight at 9 o'clock. Are you going to be glued to that?
I'll be watching that.
I will not. You will be watching that?
Yeah, I like basketball.
Oh, God almighty. Are you a crazy person or what?
A little bit.
The NBA is not basketball.
Well, I prefer college basketball, but...
Yeah, there you go. That's real basketball, college hoops.
I actually prefer college sports over professional sports in general.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, look at that. Here's the goofballs from Belmont.
I was focusing in on...
40 minutes till race 1, and the track is sloppy. I think Dave hasn't been out of the house in a few days.
We'll see what shakes out. Pace figures to be hot, no doubt about that. On to race 6, main track, 6 furlongs. Late pick 4 starts here.
The track is sloppy at Belmont. Well, it's only Thursday. The race is Saturday. I think maybe Dave is like, well, he's 68 years old. You know, I can't believe he gave out his age on here. Did you believe it? I mean, I believe the number, but I just can't believe he done it.
Yeah, why not?
Make me feel better, I guess.
I don't think guys care as much.
Todd says there are 2 friendly locations in South Florida that I know of, Delray Beach and Wellington. So friendly. Did we put friendlies on there?
I sure did.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe Eric can take it off. Sorry, error. One of our listener ladies, do a little research, like what's his name says, Jeff Beeching. Do a little research before you send in the scrap for the polls. Come on. Get it right. Get it accurate. This is scientific. It's almost as scientific as that new ratings thing with the devices, you know? That information you sent me was just scandalous. And it doesn't surprise me either. I figured that was part of the problem. You know what I mean? Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
Yep.
Paul says Cody's is a chain and it sucks. So you can put it on there if you want Cody's.
Okay.
But if it sucks, we don't want it in South Florida. We got enough places that suck. Jay at UC Tampa says Cody's is a chain. Several of them in Tampa Bay, including one in Clearwater by Country's Something Mall. And one in Oldsmar.
Well, there's something called Cody's Roadhouse.
Is that it? It says inexpensive and as good as to be expected for the dollar. In other words, it's cheap and it tastes like cheap. Jay from Tampa, 18-year listener from the WSUN days, age 36. Thanks, Jay.
Yeah, that must be what they're talking about, Cody's Roadhouse. There's 12 locations.
Oh, my God. I'll pass. Oldsmar. Isn't that where the racetrack is? Tampa Bay Downs? Isn't it in Oldsmar?
I think so.
Well, you don't know because you've never been to the racetrack. At least not that one, anyway.
No, just Ruby Lane.
And they're off. That announcer just sends me. But let's not get horse racing intensive because, like we indicated before, not compelling and definitely on this show a big, big fat-ass tune-out. Jim and Kendall says you were absolutely correct, sir. Grand Union was open 24/7. Your store in Kendall was mine as well. Wow. In fact, that was my first job when I was 15 years old, way back in '83. The store closed down, was replaced a short time later by Sun Supermarket, which I also worked at. Yeah, it was kind of sad because they had redone the entire interior. They did a makeover on Grand Union now. And they put in all the new fancy schmancy stuff and the fresh salad bar, and then they closed it down. Jim says, that's all the material I have. Keep kicking major ass. Flea is doing a great job. George is sorely missed. Have a great summer. I will. Going to be losing my ass, man, every day. I'm going to be out there plunging my guts out. And one day I'll hit a big jackpot, you know? And then I'll send you a text message, say, hey, see you in another lifetime.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were going to send me money.
No.
Oh, dang.
No, I'll send the money to George.
There you go. He needs it more than me.
Hey, listen, the big bucks you're getting paid and you're begging me for money now?
No, I'm just saying if you hit it big, you know.
Well, how big? What's the most I could win there? $1.5 million?
I'll take 10%.
I'd send you a couple bucks. 2. Alex says there used to be adults in Kendall, 117th Ave and Kendall Drive. Great place. That's correct. That's one I ate at many times. There was some really good food, man, in that area for a fat old slob like me. When I lived in Kendall for 5 years, there was the original South Florida Godfathers there in that plaza. And also in that same plaza was Taco Schmaco. What was it, Tacos Olé with the squeezed cheese? In the same little strip shopping center. Brandon says, I think you're thinking about Shoney's. Yeah, we've been through that. That's old. I got to get through my pile. You know, when you do food, any kind of food talk. Oh, Rick says, tell Flea thanks for taking off the Elmo song. It played last break. This was at 10:27 a.m. And yes, they had 6 guys on ice for about 25 seconds, the Penguins. Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's why they got, the 2 referees and the linesmen. They got 4 officials out there on the ice, so they don't miss anything egregious like that. 6 men on the ice for like 25 seconds. Wouldn't you find that to be just abhorrent?
Well, even the players on the Red Wing bench were like pointing at it, going, "Hey, somebody call a penalty here."
Yeah.
And nothing. And then they got one called against them, which led up for the power play goal.
Well, good. Screw them. Screw the stinking Red Wings. God, I hate them. You have no idea how much I hate them. Especially since Steve Yzerman retired. God, do I just despise the Red Wings. And in South Florida, of course, once they started winning Stanley Cups a few years ago, all the bandwagon jumpers, all these people with their Red Wing jerseys on, who've never even been close to Detroit, and believe me, they're not missing anything. All of a sudden, everybody's a Red Wings fan.
Teams of the 80s and the Canadians of the 70s. And if Pavel comes back tonight, all these Pens fans out there, watch out.
Oh, Pavel Datsyuk.
Wings will dominate again.
I prefer Pavel Bure myself. Boy, he was so great, so exciting to watch. And the people in South Florida, they wouldn't know Pavel Bure from Pavlov the dog. Remember Pavlov? They ring the bell and he would start salivating. Like Tiny, my little dog Tiny. I used to, when you had whipped cream in the refrigerator, like for ice cream and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
And I would take out the can of Ready Whip, and I would shake it, and he would get on his hind legs and just go crazy. Just go nuts. And then I would, press the nozzle, and smear a little bit on his nose or something. He would look at it. He'd just go nuts for Ready Whip. I mean, Ready Whip is fine, Cool Whip, whatever. But not something I would go. I wouldn't get up on my hind legs and start screaming for it, would you?
Well, maybe.
There are a few things in my life I would get up on my hind legs and start screaming for, but that's not one of them. Trust me when I tell you that. That is definitely not one of them. 26 past noon at 560 WQAM. Flea will be here tomorrow with Josh Cordes. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
So isn't this going to be kind of like a primer for the, like a warm-up for the vacation and summer schedule?
Yep.
Excellent. And then Monday we're in our new studio. We're going to have the dots on my phone, allegedly.
You'll have dots.
Wow. See, I would take some more calls today. I don't need any because I've got 50,000 emails with all this food talk. And yesterday was awkward, like I said. Now, Dave Johnson got on there seamlessly. That was fine. It was great. We took our call, our celebrity caller. And I think that's enough for today, don't you? Why spoil a good thing?
Let's just shut her down.
When in doubt, shut her down. Get her done. Get her done. Oh, that spot with Danny Boy. Oh, my God. What does she say to Marino?
Go deep, I think, or something like that?
No, not go deep. Look alive, Marino, or something like that.
Look alive.
She throws him the ball.
There you go.
Look alive, Marino. Oh, poor Danny Boy. How many zillion dollars do you think he's got? Maybe that's what George ought to do. Go to Dan Marino's house and knock on the door and say, you know what, they just canned my ass at QAM. Can you spare me some chump change, Danny?
Yeah, what's $100,000 to him? Nothing.
Nothing, that's right. Hey, Danny Boy, send $100,000 to George over there in Hollywood. Come on, Danny. You can handle it. I'd ask Jimmy Syphilis, but he's fallen on hard times since his restaurant and wine joint went out of business, went under.
Yeah, never got a chance to go there.
I'll be damned. I'm sure he would have invited you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yank it, baby!
We at GM are going bankrupt. And since a majority share of the company is owned by the American taxpayer, we asked Joe Public to help design their cars. And they told us what features they wanted.
I want a passenger seat holster for my sawed-off shotgun.
You got it.
I want the steering column to be the exact replica of a Klingon spaceship control panel.
You got it.
How about nicking a smuggler's false bottom in my minivan to hide my relatives?
I don't know.
Excuse me. Me again. Hey, how about removing the middle console so my lady can have an easier time giving me a little road?
Yes, you got it.
My commute would rock if I had bucket seats with a vibrating Sibian phallus right where my
We get the point, and we're listening. So look for your model next year, because since it's made with American tax dollars, it should have the stupid engineering of average Americans.
1232 at 560 WQAM. 769 votes on the poll. Which restaurant chain do you wish would open a location in South Florida? White Castle 236. White Castle is kicking ass. And don't tell me about those frozen ones you get in the supermarket. They blow. See, one thing about bread, it doesn't heat up well.
No.
I mean, when you get like in a fine Italian restaurant, you get like the bread comes, or like in Ruth Chris, the bread comes to the table and it's hot. That's great. But when you're like putting bread in the oven or nuking especially, forget about it. No good. White Castle 236, Sonic 134, Hardee's 88, Jack in the Box 75, In-N-Out Burger 51, Red Robin 49. I bet you that's named after Robin Seymour. Not. Ponderosa Steakhouse 48, Perkins Restaurant 37, Roy Rogers 24, and then after that, really slim pickings. Whataburger 6, Sizzler 6, Friendly's Ice Cream. Let's get it off of there. They're already around. Backyard Burgers 3, Harvey's 3, Carl's Jr. 2, Cody's Roadhouse 1, Bojangles 1, and Bob Evans 1. Gonna love them biscuits and gravy, man. Oh, boy, real rednecky food. There's two kinds of food that really make me gag. One is rednecky food, and the other is Cajun food. Oh. Wait till you hear this. This one will make you pee in your pantaloonies.
Uh-oh.
From Ron Brewer.
Young Ron.
Says, heads up, Mr. Rogers. Okay, don't say I never did anything for you. This is a top secret, but I'll let you in this week only. Tomorrow night, the Arbitron people will be doing their thing in front of P.F. Chang's in Aventura. 8 p.m. it gets really busy. We'll be out there with banners, trucks, promotions, and even if they don't listen to us, they say they do because we pound them with advertising. And then we also walk around and give people free DVDs, concert tickets. See, this doesn't make any sense because they can't say they listen because of the new technology. So this is obviously a fake Ron Brewer. We walk around and give people free DVDs, concert tickets, and if they put down that they listen to us, they have to do it in front of us. Well, they aren't putting anything down anymore. That's not the way it works, schmuck. Flea, I can't believe your good friend, a.k.a. my producer, didn't tell you this. We also got the Paul and Young Ron Day at the Marlins game. Arbitron will be there, too.
You know what, though? It's not Ron Brewer, I'm sure, but it's somebody in that building.
Is it really?
Yeah, because they know who I know.
So if you guys want to improve on that 1.3 share, you might want to get out and promote a little, Flea. Even if they don't listen, they'll say they do if you give them something. Respect Ron Brewer, broadcaster, news and weatherman at the highest-rated morning show in South Florida with that bogus 12.5 and 8.7 and whatever else they got, 10-something. They should live so long. But we wish you really good luck with all that recycled material. Evidently, it's working out well for you. So it's somebody inside that building, huh?
Has to be.
Now, which building is that?
The Clear Channel building.
The Cheap Channel building. Maybe it's Johnny Dolan.
Could be. Maybe it's Toast.
The real Johnny Dolan. Yeah, probably Toast. He's a real ass clown.
His wife is hot, though.
Is she really? He's got a wife?
Yeah.
Toast has got a wife?
He sure does.
Holy cow.
She cuts hair. Not his, because he's bald.
I haven't seen him in a long time, the Toastmaster.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
I know. Larry says, I emailed you yesterday about The Neighbor, but I didn't listen if you read it. Well, last night I watched it online from Netflix. Certain plans you can watch it right away on the PC. Well, do you have that?
No, I usually just get the disc.
Oh. It says, well, it was very Alfred Hitchcock style, suspenseful but very, very slow. Yeah, it's slow. And the funny thing is, you look like Rod Steiger. No, I don't.
No.
The other stupid restaurant chain with peanuts on the floor is Red Robin. Peanut shells on the floor. I don't go for that, you know? Like all you people, why don't you just throw your garbage on the floor? Anything you're not going to eat, just scrape it off the plate and put it on the floor.
Well, before Roadhouse closed, they actually stopped doing that because they said, hey, you know what, this might be a health issue with all this stuff on the floor and rodents and bugs getting in it, you know?
Pee on the floor?
That too.
Do they at least have fresh ice for you?
Everywhere.
Fresh ice in the urinals. You know, there wasn't one. I don't think anybody commented on that. Maybe they did.
I peed in a cup last night just to see if I'd like it.
You peed in a cup?
A cup of ice, yeah.
Oh, no. Hopefully a paper cup. Maybe it was a ceramic cup. Maybe it was this Paul and Young Ron cup from a cheap channel. Alyssa says, just as an FYI for Flea, if he likes French onion soup, guess what? The broth is beef-based. Uh-oh.
I know that.
And if you ever want to try ostrich steak, they have it at 17th Street Fisheries. I miss that place.
Yeah, that place is good.
I think they have bison, too. I haven't tried ostrich meat myself, but I've had the bison and the famous Al Dowd's Buffalo Burgers that used to be here in New York. They were delicious. Buffalo Burgers are worth a try if you're in the neighborhood. I miss George tremendously, but Flea is doing okay. You're doing okay.
Okay.
Not great, but okay.
I'll take it.
Here I am below the famous Green Monster a few weeks ago. Socks suck. Boston's a great town, though. We had a blast. We went to see the Mets play. My boyfriend is a huge Mets fan. I just went along for the ride. Alyssa from Long Island, waiting for the sun. I feel like I'm in England here. Yeah, for the last few days here, too, until today. The sunny now. Oh, there she is. There's Alyssa. At Fenway. And there's the Green Monster in the background. Yeah, I went to a lot of games at Fenway when I lived in Boston, because I used to work at Sears in Kenmore Square. And some days in the afternoon, I would just take off from work and go to the ball game, like the people in Chicago do. You see all these guys in their, business suits all dressed up. They're taking off from work. They're screwing off and they're going to the Cubs game.
It's the way it should be.
That's right. Not in South Florida, though, on those rare days in the summer when the Marlins schedule an afternoon game, like when the other team's got to get out of town early.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, I went to the game last night. There was
10 people.
Maybe 4,000 people there.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe. If you count the ushers and the usherettes?
Right.
And the people in the press box?
I'm not going anymore, though.
You're not going anymore?
Right.
Well, it must have been a fun game to watch. What did they do? Well, they walked the bases loaded, this clown, and then he walked in 3 runs and they left him in there?
Yeah.
Including the pitcher, he walked with the bases loaded?
The pitcher, yep.
I heard Joe bellyaching about that. Whoa, gee.
I like Freddie Gonzalez, but he's not a good manager. He needs to be fired.
He's a terrible manager.
But that's not the reason why I'm not going. I'm not going anymore because I'm tired of paying $8 for a beer.
And he mishandles the pitching staff. It's just something fierce, Freddie Gonzalez.
Horrible.
I don't want to get sports intensive, but wow. When I was down there a month or so ago, I was watching a Marlin game, and oh, brother. He brought in a guy, I don't know the names because I don't follow baseball anymore, but he got tagged so bad, and he just left him in there till he blew the game. It was one of those games where they had like an 80-run lead, and they blew it. You're not going anymore, though, huh?
No, I'm protesting because of beer prices.
Well, what are the beer prices?
$8 for a bottle of beer.
Hey, with the money you're making off this show, man, you ought to be able to get plastered there by the 4th inning.
Yeah.
$8?
$8.
For a bottle of beer.
$12 if you want the Heineken can.
$8.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think most of those schleppers can afford that crap.
Hamburgues de boca son hechos de testículos,
This is CNN.
Opponents of President Obama's Supreme Court nominee are wasting no time making the case for Sonia Sotomayor. The Senate Judiciary Committee's top Republican calls her the transgender, biologically a boy, with a sense of identity as a girl. Senator Jeff Sessions says Sotomayor has naked pictures of Dick Cheney. She may also have brain damage. Eventually, he ordered her to take off her clothes. You may want to send the kids out of the room before we show you a brief clip.
No.
I will say no more.
Please. 12:45 at 560 WQAM. Mary says, I've been to lots of Red Robins, and there are no peanuts on the floor. That emailer is whacked. That emailer is like that.
Yeah, whacked.
Peanuts on the floor, my ass. God. Alyssa in New York is back again. Didn't I just read one from her only seconds ago?
I think so.
Chronic. She said, also, just an FYI, I actually like horse racing. I know I'm in the minority, but I do listen. I don't turn it off during the horse racing discussions. I used to go to Gulfstream all the time before they turned it into a racino and ruined it. What I don't understand. Is she anti-Schlotz? Is that it?
I don't know.
And, of course, before I moved back to New York. I see.
And there's one key word in her email. Minority.
Right. I also even went to Hialeah when I first moved down there before they shut it down. Are they going to reopen it? Who knows? I heard something like that. I'm going to the Belmont since I don't live too far away. It's a beautiful race course. I'm disappointed that Philly isn't running, but if you want me to place a bet, just let me know. I'll be happy to do so. Oh, I can go to Woodbine and plunge my guts out anytime. Signing off before we get too horse racing intensive, she said, good. By the way, the idea of playing the stuff on the streaming that you cannot air is a good one. Please do it. Alyssa in New York. She's on Long Island. I've never been to Belmont.
Really?
No.
That's surprising.
Have you?
No.
Well, why is it surprising?
Because you're a horse race guy.
But it's a thoroughbred track.
But you live in New York,
I've been to some thoroughbred tracks that people wouldn't, expect. I've been to Hollywood Park in California. I've been to Santa Anita. I've been to Narragansett Park in, Rhode Island, I guess? 100 years ago. Lincoln Downs. Oh, boy, I've been to more racetracks that don't exist anymore. That's what happens when you get to be 100 years old. Oh, all the old toads down there by the rail. Oh, my God, all you old racetrack. That's right. That's correct. That's why it's not compelling. Oh, speaking of that, Melon Kendall says, my buddy and I went to Calder last Friday. Oh. I'm embarrassed to say I'm 37 years old. This was the first time going to watch live horse racing. The weather was terrible. The track was sloppy. I love that. I love when the track is moosh. After the excitement of betting and losing the first race, I was hooked. I bought the program, understood the different types of betting, but there's so much information available, I finally resorted to selecting horses based on number, color, or witty names. Before rushing out and spending money on books about horse racing, I'd figured I'd contact an expert such as yourself for some pointers. Any advice for a newcomer? Yeah, keep your wallet close to your ass. Listen to this. I hope one day you can dedicate an entire show to teaching your audience about such an exciting sport. Thank you for a wonderful show. By the way, you plan to come down to Miami soon? No, I was just there twice within a month, and I'm not coming down anytime soon. And if I am, I'm not going to tell you. See that? As soon as we said that it's a tune-out and not compelling, right away they all want to talk about horse racing. Guess what? No chance. No chance. See that? That's called sabotage. I wouldn't be surprised if your buddy sent that email, Jolly Joe.
Yeah. Ladies Gut Boy is quick in his stride, and Hold That Line is whipped into contention from the inside, and these two are nose-to-nose going to the turn. Papa Frita settles down in third. Jackson Ben
How can that horse lose in Dade County?
Shotgun Duty has about 6 lengths to make up, and the slow-starting Little Shoe is a long way last as they round the turn. Hold That Line just a neck right now from Ladies Gut Boy.
The 6 horses, 2-5, heavy chalk, heavy favorite, 2-5.
Thought the leaders 3 wide coming off.
And here he comes on the far outside.
Here comes the big favorite. Jackson Ben widest off the turn and coming after the lead right now. Jackson Ben up to engage. Ladies Gut Boy down to the final furlong. It's Jackson Ben just a short lead. Ladies Gut Boy trying to gut it out down along the inside.
See, that's the way a 2-5 is supposed to run. Pulling away at the end.
Jackson Ben will draw off under Jeffrey Sanchez.
Jeffrey Sanchez, how do you like that? A guy named Sanchez riding a horse. Now that was pretty compelling. That was the first at Calder. But since they're one of our fine sponsors, that's where it's at, right? We need the money. Right?
Yes.
We don't care if everybody tunes out. We need the money. Oishmoy Juices, I agree. Cajun food is the most vile, disgusting form of nourishment around. Ever been to where they serve it? Yes. Strange people. The whole state of Louisiana needs a paint job, or at least a good cleaning. Yes. Watch the movie Southern Comfort. If you want to find out about New Orleans and Louisiana in general, watch Southern Comfort. And you'll say to yourself,
oh, my God.
Speaking of strange eats, ever watch the Travel Channel with Andrew Zimmerman? No. He eats some really nauseating food, including the testicles of every animal in the world. Says, bye-bye, go flee. Go flee. You go flee.
Okay.
Vegas Strip to get South Beach-themed casino resort. Owners of the famed Tropicana in Vegas announced today plans for a $100 million renovation next year that will add a South Beach Miami theme to the resort. Tropicana, I've had some really good days in there and some bad days. They've got a rubber room. They've got a high-stakes room. That's where we started coining the term rubber room with $5 machines and stuff. The Flamingo Las Vegas already claims to be built with a theme reminiscent of Miami's Art Deco style, and the Fontainebleau is building a casino which imports many elements from the original Fontainebleau in Miami. There's a Fontainebleau in Vegas?
Oh, I guess so.
I'll be damned. Boy, I haven't been in Vegas in a long time. Well, why not, Neil? We want you to go to Vegas. I'm not going there.
Yeah, I haven't been to Vegas in like 6 years.
No, you can't afford. A guy like you can't afford to be going to Vegas.
Not now.
And a guy like me sure can't be afford to be going to Vegas, who's supposed to be expecting to support the whole world. Oh, you got to come up with a bunch of money to go to Vegas, Neil. Yeah, sure. Frankie says, add Heart Attack Grill to the poll. It's a restaurant. It's not a chain. The Heart Attack Grill is a fast food burger restaurant in Arizona. It has courted controversy by serving unashamedly high-calorie menu items with controversial names. The establishment is a hospital-themed restaurant. Waitresses, nurses take orders, prescriptions from the customers, patients. A tag is put on the patient's wrist showing which foods they order, and a doctor examines the patient with a stethoscope. Wow. The menu includes single, double, triple, and quadruple bypass burgers, ranging from a half a pound to 2 pounds of beef, up to about 8,000 calories. Flatliner fries cooked in pure lard, unfiltered cigarettes, beer and liquor, and soft drinks such as Jolt Cola and Mexican Coke made with real sugar. Customers over 350 pounds in weight can eat for free if they weigh in with a doctor or nurse before each burger. Beverages to go orders are excluded, and sharing food is not allowed in the free food deal. Customers over 350 pounds, if they weigh in with a doctor or nurse before each burger, can eat for free. Sounds like a place that encourages death, don't you think?
Yeah, by their French fries, it says deep fried in pure lard.
Yeah, that's what I just read. You were Googling it, and I was reading it. Todd in Hollywood, who's chronic, he says, I just tuned in, so I don't know if anyone mentioned Whataburger. Well, let me tell you this, Todd. If you would have looked on the poll, if you're near a computer, you'd have seen that Whataburger is on the poll. Doesn't have a lot of votes. It's got 7 votes. Not doing great. He says, the only one I've tried is outside Gainesville, and it's great. I was at the Sonic somewhere west of Delray a few weeks ago, and it's also great, except I think the kids working there are sniffing glue. Oh, I wonder if that's on the menu. Come on in and sniff some glue with us for dessert. We all miss George, but I'm sure he's folding into the wretched refuse of Hollyweird just fine. He can grow sideburns like Elvis and ride around aimlessly on a rusty beach bike all day here, and nobody will notice him. Love your show. Always monitoring, says Chronic Todd in Hollywood. Thanks, Chronic Todd. I wonder if he knows Bobby Todd with the Pimply Bod from WKFR in Battle Creek, Michigan. WKFR, Keener 14. Well, I was, that was back in the day when WKNR was running big in Detroit, Remember Keener 13? No, you don't.
No.
You've never been to Detroit, right?
I've been there.
But you don't say it very enthusiastically.
I don't like Detroit.
No, what's it like? When were you there? What year?
The first year of the new Tiger Stadium, whatever it's called.
Oh.
So that was what, maybe...
I was in the old Tiger Stadium many a time. That was a great ballpark.
Yeah, it was.
Because you sat close to the field. No matter where you were sitting, you felt like you were close to the field. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. So that had to be, 10 years ago? Maybe?
Oh, more than that.
Yeah.
30-some years ago. Late 60s, early 70s.
No,
10 years ago.
I'm saying when the new ballpark opened.
Oh, I don't know.
I think about 10 years.
So in other words, you haven't been... if you were in Detroit after 1967, you don't know anything about Detroit.
Right.
Because Detroit pre-67 was a great, vibrant, exciting city. Motown, oh my God. It was great. And the speed limit back in those days was 70, and if you were going 90, the cop would go by you 100, like you were standing still. Dave says the moron who claims to have eaten at In-N-Out on 441 is wrong. It was Hot 'n Now, not In-N-Out. Oh, Hot 'n Now. Remember that? That was Pepsi's... That was Pepsi's attempt to get back at Coke because one of the fast food chains had knocked Pepsi out and gotten Coke in. And so they decided to open up their own chain, Hot 'n Now. There was one on Davie Road Extension, too. There was everything on Davie Road Extension.
Yeah, that could have been McDonald's that did that because McDonald's serves Coke.
Was it Mickey D's?
Could have been.
Well, guess what? Not hot and not now. That's what the public said to Hot Now. Not hot, not now. It says, I've had In-N-Out out west, and it's great. Double. It says, Good part about this is I'm reading all of this. I'm not getting in the least bit hungry. Not even a little bit. Bob in Coral Springs says, In-N-Out Burger is the best fast food burger in the world. In the world. How do you like that for getting carried away? In the world. You think Bob's been all over the world?
Maybe.
I mean, you do have Mickey D's in Amsterdam on the Damrak. Boy, there's so many Mickey D's there, and then they do a hell of a business. You want to know why? Because all the other food sucks. Now, you were in Amsterdam, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree with me? The food there is grotesque?
Food is pretty bad, yep.
Really, really bad. Really, really bad. And why? I don't know.
The only things I liked were the chocolate-covered waffles, but I was really, really high at the time.
Well, I can't eat those. And?
Well, they were good, but they may not be when you're sober.
Didn't have any Dutch pea soup?
Oh, no.
I just don't understand. Of course, the Dutch, generally speaking, are, slobs anyway, so. Oh, you can't say that. Well, guess what? I just did.
Oh, Neil!
It's the 1 to 2 hour.
you can't deal, you have to leave. You go out to find weed. Your money's tight, you can't see another way to fill your need. Oh, you try to think of who could score you some bud. Oh, yeah. You almost switched to blues, but your pipe is lined with pot. You know you're gonna have to scrape it. You're addicted to bud. Might as well face it. You're addicted to bud. Might as well blaze it. You're addicted to bud. Might as well face it. You're addicted to bud.
102 at 560 WQAM. This is just bizarre. Jason in Miami says, I know it's not your thing. Dutch food probably sucks, but I've never had it. Huh? When in Amsterdam, go have a good ethnic meal. It'll be one of the best you've ever had. Well, what does that mean, a good ethnic meal?
I don't know.
First he says, Dutch food probably sucks, but I've never had it. Go have a good ethnic meal. The food there blows, okay? Stop trying to invent something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, ethnic meal could be like Italian food, and it could be German food, but they don't have any German food in Amsterdam. I guess it's still a hangover after WW2. The Dutch hate the Germans so much. You can't even get like kielbasa there or bratwurst in Amsterdam. No German food. The food is abysmal. It's abominable. It's an insult. That's why when you see the Mickey D's, you think, oh, yeah, now we're talking. Oh, Johnny Dolan is back in. The fake one, the real one, whichever one. Johnny Dolan, radio star. Keep in mind that RuPaul and Old Ron gave away 1,059 transistor radios with the dial super glued to 105.9. The keepers had no choice but to log the station with Arbitron. Well, what does that have to do with now?
Nothing.
Have Fleet go to Radio Shack and you'll have the same results. Hope you enjoy your new home. I don't have a new home. See, this is somebody, again, fishing around. Heard me talking about going to a closing tomorrow and about getting the closing price and all this other, and he thinks I'm going into a new home, which I'm not. Everybody out there is a maven, an expert on my life and on everybody else's life. South Florida, the home of the Yentas. There's the president.
Places like Uluzal that carried the light of learning through so many centuries, paving the way for Europe's Renaissance and Enlightenment.
I wonder if he was holding hands with the King Faisal, whatever his name is, Faisal al-Schwartz yesterday in Saudi Arabia. I hope not. Too much hand-holding with the Saudis means $5 a gallon gas.
Well, it's been going up.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Mr. President, for those low gas prices and for that very marginal American dollar. Let me take a look at my BNN, okay?
Yeah, and I think gas around here now for the cheapest is around $2.60.
Remember when it was like $3.60?
Ooh, yeah.
Oil went up that's bad. Oil went up $2.76, $68.88. That's bad news for me. That means the loony's going to be going back up again. How come we don't hear from Maria Bartiromo no more? You think she's tuned us out?
Could be.
Could be. I'm just waiting for them to show this damn thing on here, and it's so slow. So slow. I don't care about the 2-year note, the 5-year note. A fool and his money are soon farted, okay? Oh, we understand you've got some money in our bank. We want you to invest in it. Take your investments and blow it out. We can get you like 0.5% I actually had a call from my Florida bank inviting me to take my fairly large balance in my checking account and putting into a interest-bearing account. Oh, 9101, up from 91 cents. Well, that's could be worse. Could be better. The American dollar is in the tank. Several dollars in your tank. Rich in Orlando says, I voted too early. In-N-Out Burgers is very good. It would kick ass in South Florida. Whataburger is pulling out of Central Florida. I would have thought In-N-Out would have pulled out. But Whataburger is pulling out of Central Florida. It sucks. Rich says, I voted for Sonic, which would do well, but In-N-Out is legendary and for good reason. Went to Donatello's last month. It was everything you said it was. The best thing was that the patriarch shakes everyone's hand and thanks them on the way out. Yes, he does.
Yeah, the service there is great.
Oh, yeah. That beats the hell out of a mint or a fortune cookie. Yeah, they sure fell in love with me when I was on SUN there. And we stayed for that week in Tampa, you know. And some of us on the staff went over there and ate there for, you know, on the house. Oh, my God. They treated us like kings and queens. Those are the IOD days. I think the goddess must have been there.
No.
No? Yeah. I don't remember who all was in there. But I know they sure loved me. Oh, they treated me like I was the king of the universe. Melech HaOlam. Charles in Pinecrest says, I love Sonic. The burgers are just okay. However, I'm a sucker for tots, and they have that. They have tater tots.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, their sundae, shakes, ices, etc. are amazing. In-N-Out serves a much better burger. Akin to Five Guys, which is out of this world. But Sonic is the place to go for the treats, says Charles in Pinecrest. Okay, thanks, Chuck. Johnny Rotten says, I'm part frog. Poutine is the greatest thing. Poutine. French fries, cheese, gravy. Heaven, it's so good. Love you lots, Johnny Rotten. Poutine. Anything French. You know, the French are noted for great food, and they don't have any. Food in Paris was pretty marginal, too. That was years ago. I wouldn't go back if they paid me by the second.
Yeah, my wife hated Paris.
Oh, disgusting. Nasty, nasty people. Smelly people, and they throw the garbage on the street, on the ground. You watch them come out of Mickey D's, and they take, you know, the yellow wrappers from the burgers, and they just throw them on the ground. Slobio frogs. Wow. The Dow's up 31 points. Obama urges new beginning in a speech to the Muslim world. You know why the Muslim women wore those schmatas over their face, don't you?
Why?
Because they're ugly as sin. If they didn't wear the schmatas, they couldn't reproduce like rabbits, which they do. Here in my building, we've got future suicide bombers like you wouldn't believe. Oh, you can't say that. I just did. 805 votes on the poll. What restaurant chain do you wish would open a location in South Florida? White Castle 243, Sonic 140, Hardee's 92, Jack in the Box 77. 77. How come there's always one on there that's got 77? Just to make me happy, I guess, huh? In-N-Out Burger 59, Red Robin 51, Ponderosa Steakhouse 50, Perkins Restaurant 37, and Roy Rogers 24. Everybody else single digits. When did they change the name from Perkins Pancake House? Isn't that what it used to be? I'm sure of it.
I don't know.
You don't remember Perkins Pancake House? That one on Dale Mabry, I'm sure, was. It was kind of like the Clock. Remember the Clock?
Yeah, the Clock restaurant, sure.
Yeah. Not good. But 24/7, and it was another joint where you could eat breakfast like, you know, all day. Like Denny's.
Like Waffle House.
Exactly, Waffle House.
Smothered, covered, chunked, and scattered.
What is it?
The hash browns. Smothered, covered, chunked, and scattered.
Oh. Yuck. What's the big deal with hash browns? That's for Goyim.
I love them.
Larry of Hollywood says, I can't tell you how much pleasure you've brought me over the years. Howard Stern or any of these other national guys can't hold a candle to you. Well, I'm writing to rave about a new ice cream flavor from Bluebell Ice Cream. Oh, not again, not again. Oh, I'm so sorry. They're out of Texas. They actually were just introduced to South Florida about 2 months ago, and they're terrific. Yeah, we had 40,000 emails about Bluebell Ice Cream. I've never had it. I'm not looking for it. I don't need any new ice cream flavors. I will tell you one ice cream that I've been eating a lot of lately, and I hate to admit it, is Caramel Cone Explosion Haagen-Dazs.
You got to try the Caramel Sutra by Ben & Jerry's.
No. Ben & Jerry's new flavors all suck. God. When they sold that company, man, they destroyed it. They butchered it. They got a flavor banana split, which sounds really great, you know, Ben & Jerry's. You'd think it would be really, it's horrible. What's an old diabetic like you eating ice cream? That's a good question. It's like asking me, what am I eating these Hershey bars with almonds and toffee? No, really, what am I doing eating that? It's killing me. Anyway, Larry says, yesterday I discovered a brand new flavor they just came out with called Groom's Cake. It consists of chocolate ice cream, chocolate cake pieces, chocolate-covered strawberry hearts, strawberry sauce with swirl throughout, and chocolate icing.
Wow.
Icing. Talk about decadent. Neil, this is the flavor of the century. My brains fell out when I ate it, and the ice cream, too. Love you, Neil. Don't ever change. Zygazun, says Larry in Hollywood. Well, Zygazun to you, too, okay? A belated happy Shavuos. Scott in Pinellas Park says, Whataburger has just closed all of their Florida restaurants. And?
I guess that's it.
Well, what does that prove? There's a lot, as our poll proves, there's a lot of really great chains out there that just are not in Florida. Like we were talking the other day about Shakey's. I don't know if they're still in business. Did you Google it?
No, but yeah, I don't think they are. I will.
Shakey's was so great. Oh, my God. And it was, the pizza was like the dough was a different texture than like any other pizza you're ever going to get. Remember?
Yeah, I used to love
kind
it.
of like a grainy texture to it. And there was that one right on Dale Mabry there, West Dale Mabry. The real West Dale Mabry, which is not Raymond James Stadium. That's east. Bob in Boynton says there's a Sonic in Boynton Beach near the mall. We've had 4,000 emails telling us that, Bob. They're going to be doing a hell of a business. There's also a Jacob's Deli across from the mall. Jacob's is like a cafeteria. You get in line to order your food. The procedure sucks. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like the assembly line deal. Finally, I seem to recall there used to be a Red Robin across from Coral Springs a while back in the 80s. That's all I got, says Bob in Boynton Beach. Jimmy says there used to be a few. He means ponderosas, but he wrote a few ponderous back in the 60s in Broward. Not very good. Really ponderous.
Oh, Neil. Oh, God, Neil.
Join the NRA. Shoot your gun today. Have yourself some down-home Christian fun. Blow your friends away. We'll back you all the way. Defending your right to own a gun. When you think of all the benefits you're getting, life will be sweeter when you pack your heater and carry a license to be deadly. Come on and join today. It's the American way to be a member of the NRA.
Aim for the knees, aim for the chest, and always aim for the head in case they're wearing a vest. Sharpen your skills, feel more fun. We'll be there to defend your right to own a gun.
Come on and join today, and you'll be proud to say you're a member of the NRA.
118A at 560 WQAM. We got the big O coming along at 2.
Rock solid.
This one says, ditto on the In-N-Out burgers. I've had them several times in Palm Springs. Absolutely the best. They have the freshest lettuce, tomato, and onion ever. So good I wanted to move there, says Dorothy from Miramar.
And Shakey's Pizza is still around.
Is it?
Not down here. They went from 325 stores in the U.S. to only 60 now.
Oh, boy.
And they have 400 stores globally, and in 1989 they were sold to a Singapore company.
I'll be damned. Where are they? Where are they located?
I don't know. I'm trying to get the store locations, and it keeps taking me to all the Chinese locations. So if you ever go to Singapore, let me know. I will
not. I will not be going to Singapore.
Okay. Then.
I want to see a bunch of Chinamen. All I got to do is walk outside here. Or get in the car and go to Woodbine. Andy says, Ale House. Any of them, but the new one on International in Orlando is the best. Has an open-air section. 20-ounce porterhouse. Can't beat it for the price, $12.95. Also, the Bahamian Dolphin is great. Well, what does that mean? The Bahamian Dolphin is great. Is that a chain?
Well, there's Ale House here, but it's Miller's Ale House. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't think he does either.
No.
Just pretend you didn't hear it. You didn't hear it from me.
What?
Well, exactly. Here's one with a phone number and no name that says, don't forget to tune in tonight for the Season 3 premiere of Burn Notice on USA Network, filmed entirely in Miami, the best show on TV.
No.
And the most watched show on cable with nearly 8 million viewers. No, I will not be tuning in.
That show is horrible.
Really? Burn Notice?
Terrible.
Does it burn?
Yeah, my ass.
Well, this guy says it's the best show in the history of mankind.
He's got no taste.
Best show in the history of the subhuman race. Ishma says, how about Shakey's Pizza? And we were just talking about that. And Chow King, big in California in my country, says Ishma. Ishma Ahmed. Chow King. You ever hear that?
No.
Oh, Andy Roddick. This is from, I'm going down in my pile, so in other words, I'm going backward. Andy Roddick married swimsuit model Brooklyn Decker.
Correct.
So this is crap that I got about, your taste is bad, Andy Roddick is ugly. Yeah, Roger Federer, he's lovely.
Yeah, Andy Roddick saw her picture in a Sports Illustrated and had his agent contact her agent, and then...
There you go.
The rest is history. And
bada bing. Just like that. Frank says, hey, Neil, is there any way you guys can put just the regular commercials that you'd hear on the radio and put them on the stream? Let me say it again. Frank asks, I've heard Christopher walk in Texas Ranger 20 times this morning and Elmo with Jaden. They were not funny the first time. They're not going to be funny the 1,000,000th time.
Wow.
Why don't you try to get George to do a radio show during the commercial breaks on the stream? He's not doing anything. Get him out of bed. At least it'll get him to brush his teeth and put on some pants. It says, let's all thank Flea for that one. What if I say I'm willing to pay $100 to do Flea's job? Does that mean he'll be jobless?
Yep. Take it.
Hyman Rath says, Requiem for a Dream was great on so many levels. The fact that the opportunity of addiction comes from every direction, from the shady dealer or skanky hooker on the corner, to the doctor you think has your best interest at heart, to the fast food joint on every street, to the cartoon camel peddling fags, to the bikini chicks on TV teasing you with beer, to the raghead selling scratch-offs, to the cookie aisle at Publix, to the slot machine at Woodbine, to the Starbucks that seem to be everywhere you turn. It's time to get over these useless illusion and petty judgments of the degrees of other people's vices and whether or not they're better or worse than you. Let's face it, we're all addicts. That's correct, Hyman. Let's stop being so damn self-righteous and accept the world for what it is, a bunch of flawed souls looking for some relief from the monotonous and sometimes crushing reality of life. I know, moderation is the key, he says. Good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that is right. Like, don't eat more than 5 of those Hershey almond and toffee bars. You can't eat only 10. Jim says the best thing about In-N-Out Burger, they fresh cut the fries. Haven't we had like 50 of those already?
Yeah, and I heard David Carradine died.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and this. Well, I'm getting backed up from way back in the beginning. Gordon says, over here in Fort Myers, we do have Sonic, Hardee's, and Perkins. Just so you know, like in the grand scheme of things, it really matters. Not. Yeah, that's true. Just because they got good food doesn't make it a great place. Like Tampa. I mean, Tampa to me is a horrendous place with just bizarre, strange people with purple and orange hair and green eyes. You know, I don't know.
I'd move back tomorrow.
You would?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I love Tampa.
What is it you love about it?
It's home.
The bizarre people?
Yeah, I love bizarre.
The redneck mentality? Well, that's right. You're not very Jewish anyway, so you don't mind the fact that there's only like 8 Jews in Tampa? And like that? Sure. Angry Italians say basta to Miller Lite ad. Miller Lite has caved in to the Italians. Italians are telling the godfather of beers to forget about it, ads, poking fun at the mafia or else. A group of Italians angry at ads cracking on Sicilian-style Sopranos lingo have convinced Beer King Miller Coors to pull down the Miller Lite commercials, which aired on Chicago TV, the Chicago Sun-Times reported. In one ad, a character from The Sopranos enters a liquor store, asks the owner if he needs protection, and the owner points to a Miller Lite keg and says he's got all the protection he needs. Another shows the same character, Vincent, threateningly asking a bartender if he's a wise guy. We seem to be the last breed in America that ad agencies think they can take a shot at, said Lou Ragu, founder of the Italian-American Human Relations Foundation of Chicago. Rago's group helped campaign to get the Miller Lite ads off the air, threatening he would convince Italian-Americans throughout the country to boycott all Miller Coors products. On Wednesday afternoon of last week, Vincent said yesterday, he said he was absolutely surprised by the objections. I think both of these groups should have a better sense of humor, said Vincent, who has played a number of mafia characters over the years. He said he doesn't hesitate at all in taking on the role in the Miller Lite protection campaign. The commercials were designed to run through the summer, but Miller Coors, the company behind Miller Lite, said it'll have the ads down within a week. Basta with Miller Lite ads. How do you like that? I wonder how they like The Godfather. There was a little bit of a stink at that time. I remember Joe Daggiola was on the Today Show back in that day. Joe Daggiola. And there was a little bit of a stink about, the Italian-American Foundation, and it creates a bad stereotype. I guess they don't remember what Senator Gary said about the Italian people are refined people, et cetera, and so on. Remember that speech? Before he had to leave to go to a meeting of another committee?
Oh, Neil! I want to bang you in the butt, honey.
Are you sure?
I can remember back when radio was cool. I said when I grow up, that's what I want to do. But now it's run by greedy corporate holes and suits that only care about the bottom line, not you. They are omnipotent, their power has no end.
got buddies over there in the Cheap Channel building, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Like Toast?
Toast, yeah. Steve Brancic.
Who's that?
He's the producer of the Paul and Ron Show.
Oh, so he's a good buddy of yours, the producer over there. Maybe he can tell us how they fixed that deal.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. That bit is funny, but it's so true.
No kidding.
I blame Clear Channel for most of the problems in radio right now.
Do you?
I hate
Sounds like bitter to me, bitterness. But true, but bitter.
Yeah, I'm bitter.
When you've been in this business more than 5 minutes, you're bitter. Lord Higby says, hey, Neil, how about A&W? It's been years since I've actually been to an A&W, but I remember the food was pretty good. The real draft root beer was out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
If you never tried draft root beer, nothing in a can or bottle can come close to the smooth flavor served in a frosty mug. Enjoying the show as always. Is A&W still in business? Yeah, they are. They are here.
They are in Pinellas Park.
In Pinellas Park?
Yeah.
Well, who the hell wants to go to Pinellas Park? I can't believe that you wish you could be back in Tampa.
I'd move there in a second.
Wow. So you could go back to Derby Lane?
Yeah.
Here comes Swifty. Here comes Speedy, whatever they would call it. Here comes the bunny, and there goes your money. I love the dog track. I used to have a good time there. And then now I'm perfect because I'm an old fart. See a lot of old farts at the dog track.
Yeah, you blend right in.
Yeah.
They shot a scene from Ocean's 11 there, too.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Where, at Derby Lane?
Yeah, one of the, what's his name, Elliot Gould?
Yeah.
I think his character, when they announce or bring him into the movie, he's actually at Derby Lane.
No, he makes me nauseous, Elliot Gould. You don't like anybody. Yeah, that's right, I hate everybody. At least I'm consistent.
Or it may have been Reiner.
Rob Reiner?
Yeah.
Luke says, I'm confused about something. What the hell is a frog, and why are they called frogs? You know, I don't know. I thought that name was just for French Canadians. I know French Canadians don't like or want to be associated with the French from France. Really? They're not the same French people, just like the Haitians are French but not from France. Most French Canadians are descendants from the Vikings, although it says here the Vikings. So back to my question, why are they called frogs? By the way, I was born and raised in South Florida, half French-Canadian frog. I love the show. Keep up the great work, says Luke. Jean-Luc is this guy's name. Jean-Luc. I wonder if he knows Jean-Luc Samin. Getting back to the horse racing. Great jockey on the turf. They used to say, bet Jean-Luc Samin on the green. You ever hear that? No.
No.
Don't start with the horse racing crap, man. I'm telling you, not compelling. Not compelling. Todd says, stop. You guys know how to beat a dead horse, don't you? How many more times can you run the Christopher Walken and the Elmo comedy routine? Only thing that's missing is cocaine and Red Bull and more of your bashing of upper management. Old is what it's getting. Todd is listening online, obviously, and is getting tired of all that stuff you keep repeating.
Mm-hmm.
Old. Then go get a hobby, Todd, okay? Get out of my face. All these people, just lashing out. You can see them, lashing at the computer. Lashing and thrashing and bashing. Kim says, I know it's not a fast food chain, but I wish it was here in Florida. See, why don't we just do that? How about a restaurant from anywhere in the world and you wish it was in South Florida? I mean, that's just, I don't get it. Nick Tahoe's Hots in Rochester, the best garbage plate I've ever had. Well, they don't have the garbage plate anywhere else that I know of. Also, how do you like that? Also, I banged his daughter, it says. I go to Sonic's in Lake Worth all the time. The burgers are great, but the burgers are something. I don't know, but the chili dog's one of the best. Thanks for all your years here, Neil. You are the best. Well, thanks a lot, Kim. Chris says, Charhut is good. Ever had a burger from Don Carter Kendall Lane's back then? No. Never been to Don Carter Bowling Alley. Have you?
No.
You don't bowl?
Not usually.
I used to bowl years ago, but long before I came to Florida. In Kalamazoo, I was bowled in 3 leagues. And it wasn't too bad, not too shabby. Here is one that I don't understand at all. One of your least favorite people from the past is resurfacing on the Comedy Central cable network, the infamous DT, the skinny blonde kid from Whammy Channel 12 years ago. Who is DT? Do you know who that is?
DT?
Has resurfaced now as Daniel Tosh with a new show Thursday nights on Comedy Central. The show is called Tosh O, which is supposed to be a half-humorous look at the goings-on in the Internet world. Great, just what we need. Another show featuring freak videos from YouTube and other supposed humorous viral content. They also gave him a primetime special program where he does a stand-up comedy routine. I have no idea who that is.
I don't know, but I found out why French people are called frogs.
Go ahead.
Because it's a dish that they eat, I guess. I can't pronounce
Frog's legs.
Yeah. And that's
not
why.
just French Canadians, it's French in general are like frogs.
Yep.
A few months ago, he got to do a few minutes of stand-up on the Letterman show. All you can say about the kid hasn't given up yet. I don't know who that is. I guess I'm supposed to. D.T., Daniel Tosh. Never heard of the name. I just don't know. And you don't either.
No. Maybe to see him.
Huh?
Maybe if I see him, I don't know.
Suds sent an email. How do you like that? Suds is still out there. Are you going to have him on once in a while during the summertime? No? Suds Coleman?
What about Suds?
You going to have him on once in a while?
If he wants to come on, yeah, he's cool.
He is. The audience enjoy. He's compelling. The audience likes it when he's on. Suds said, heard you talking about Benjamin Button a few days ago. I saw it. It wasn't awful. Didn't hear the whole conversation, but the story goes like this. Brad Pitt starts off as a 100-year-old guy who ages backwards until he's a little teeny baby, and then Angelina Jolie adopts him. That's cute. That's Suds for you. So you are going to have... You're not going to have Lucy Lopez on, though.
If she wants to come on, I don't care.
Well, that sounds kind of wishy-washy to me. You have to be a little bit more affirmative than that.
Yeah, but I don't care, so...
You don't care what? You don't care about the show?
No, I do care about the show, but if she wants to come on, she can. If not, then that's fine, too.
Then screw her.
Okay.
Well. Oh, Hyman Rath, who sent that long pseudo-intellectual thing before, says, Requiem for a Dream could be a semi-biography about my life 5 years ago. The two major discrepancies, as far as I go, are that I never had the ass-to-ass action like Marion or her butt buddy, nor would I or any self-respecting junkie wear out Mr. Reliable, the go-to vein, to the point of losing an arm like Harry did. I've seen that movie many times, and I love that nobody sees the happy ending I saw. The black guy, Tyrone, gets off relatively okay compared to the rest of them. You never see the black guy coming out on top, in this case, very relatively speaking. He was running around naked in that one scene there, Tyrone. But he did okay compared to everybody else. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, Marion was prostituting herself to these disgusting, gross guys. And Sarah, she was like, oh, how do you like the scene where the two neighbors, the old lady neighbors, go and see her in the hospital? She comes out with her hair chopped off, and they're sitting on the bench crying, hugging each other and crying. And, of course, like Harry's missing an arm at this point. He stabbed that purple spot one time too many.
Oh, Neil! You're listening to Neil Rogers.
Neil, God.
On the next Oprah, you'll be shocked. You'll be amazed. You'll be talking about it for the next however long until she shocks you again. Oprah makes your wildest dreams come true. Today, everyone in the studio audience, all 276 members, get a brand new liver.
Everybody gets a liver! Everybody gets a liver!
Then, tomorrow, all 276 studio audience members get a brand new uvula.
Everybody gets a brand new uvula! Everybody gets a brand new uvula!
The next day, all 276 members of the studio audience get a 3-foot helper monkey.
Everybody gets a 3-foot helper monkey! Everybody gets a 3-foot helper monkey!
The next day, all 276 audience members get a new prosthetic arm.
Everybody gets a prosthetic arm! Everybody gets a prosthetic arm!
Oprah, giving away great stuff she didn't have to pay for, even though she could easily afford to. And next season, everybody in the studio audience gets Stedman.
Everybody gets Stedman! Everybody gets Stedman! Shut up!
Everybody gets a new...
Rectum.
Oh, yeah. 144 at 560 WQAM. So what do you got planned for tomorrow? Big, compelling show?
I hope so. I'm going to try to be crisp and compelling.
Good.
With Cordis.
Oh, well, that won't be easy. But you can break him in, get him ready for that vacation week and the summer schedule.
Right.
Guess how many extra days I'm working during the summertime. Haven't got no emails yet from your buddy today threatening to call. Promising and threatening to call.
Maybe Bruce is still in town.
No, good. Please. Keep him busy, Bruce. Keep him off my ass. Robert says you can put... Oh, this is hysterical. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We're asking about chains that don't exist in South Florida that are, popular around the rest of the country. Robert says you can put BD's Mongolian barbecue on the pull. There's one in Lakeland. You get to pick your own meat, veggie, sauce, etc., and then they stir-fry right in front of your puss. BD's Mongolian Barbecue. Now, maybe it is a chain. I don't know. We shouldn't be making fun of Robert. Maybe you ought to Google it.
I don't know, but talk about a pit. Ugh. Lakeland?
Well, he's not recommending Lakeland. He's recommending the restaurant. Oh, I agree with you around Lakeland. Oh, my God. If you look up the term trailer trash, if you Google it, you'll see a picture of Lakeland right next to it. Lakeland. Ooh, you're right. Not that far from your beloved Tampa, by the way.
No, we used to have to drive to Lakeland all the time to go see concerts when I was a kid because it was the only place that would have shows.
And why is that?
The Lakeland Civic Center. But they didn't want any of that rock music in Tampa.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Too many blue noses in Tampa. Too many right-wingers. Just like the Devil Rays. Oh, we got to get that word devil out of the Devil Rays. Maybe that's why they did so good last year, because they got the devil out of the Devil Rays, you think?
Yeah.
No?
Maybe.
I'm thinking that could be it. The Lord works in mysterious ways, you know.
That's what they tell me.
Leo says there's a couple of A&Ws in Kendall. Well, good for you. And somebody says there's an A&W in Kendall just north of Sunset Drive on 117. Keep it light, says T.
Yeah, keep it light, Neil. Keep it light.
That guy's long since dead. All the hateful, nasty people from years and years ago.
Keep it light, Neil. Rogers, you'll never last 6 months in this market.
Oh, boy. All those people are in a box somewhere. Matt says, I have to agree with all the email love for In-N-Out Burger. When I lived in L.A., it was my burger of choice, especially on the Atkins with the animal style. I know that they pay above minimum wage, hence the great quality and excellent service. And if I'm not mistaken, they're quite religious themselves. But screw their religious views, it's an incredible burger. Maybe they pray on the burger. Baruch atah Adonai, Barei pri ha-boiger. Just a question, when Obama heads out to Five Guys in D.C. to get burgers, is the food tested? That's a good question.
By the way, BD's Mongolian Barbecue is a chain.
See, I told you, and you're making fun of poor Robert. Sorry, Robert. We apologize. Anyway, Matt says, I was wondering about that watching the NBC profile of the White House when he heads out to Five Guys in D.C. to get a burger. Do they taste test the food? I remember the Queen went schlepping to McDonald's one time a few years ago? She wanted to be one of the common folk, and they schlepped the Queen to the Mickey D's. You don't remember that?
No, not really.
True story. And she had on her little purse on her wrist, you know, the whole deal. The Queen. Oh, Marlowe said, did you see David Carradine is dead? Yeah, about 100 hours ago we saw it. Get out of here. God. Oh, and it was Carl Reiner, not Rob Reiner in that movie you're talking about?
Yeah, the dad, I'm sorry.
Carl Reiner. Funny guy. Used to be on the Steve Allen Show 100 years ago with Don Knotts and Tom Poston, Louis Nye.
Yeah, he's great.
And what's his name? Why not? What was his name? Oh, boy. He was one of my favorites, too, and I can't think of his name. Why not? I don't know. I bet you Chicken Neck would know. Ron. Oh, this is a follow-up on that fake email we had from Greg Budell. It's the same fake Greg Budell that told us we were going to be playing oldies months ago.
Mm-hmm.
That yesterday gave us that crap about they're moving the show to 1470 to make way for Sid. Did you say the rumored station move for you was to 1470 a.m., asks Ron? I've been listening to you since around something or so. WQM is the worst signal of any station I've ever heard you from. I work in an electronic jungle of machinery, and over the years as the technology improves in our building, your signal gets increasingly worse. Sometimes, literally depending on which direction I'm facing, the squelchiness is so bad I let out one of those Neil screams. So yesterday, when you spoke of that rumor of moving to a stronger signal at 1470, I thought, great, no more screaming. When I tuned in to see how good their signal was, there was nothing but static. I work in the middle of Hialeah, so you'd think I'd be listening range, but no. I paid my dues suffering through the noise just to listen, but if they move you, I'll be suffering not to be able to listen. Joe Bell's an ass clown. Just to let you know, I'm another generational listener. My dad turned me on to you. He used to work at Calder and was good friends with Freddie Farrell and Mickey and Sal and the gang. Your rumors tend to come true, so just in case, I want to thank you for all the great listening here, says Ronald. Don't worry, Ronald, we're not going anywhere. Over Flea's dead body. They can't do it anyway. They can't, contractually they can't do it. Oh, we'll do whatever we want, Neil. You'll see. Yeah, okay. Reactionary radio host and white supremacist Hal Turner was taken into custody Wednesday after remarks urging Catholics to take up arms against two Connecticut lawmakers and the state ethics official over legislation being considered in the state legislature regarding the church. He's a popular one-time Sean Hannity guest. charged with inciting violence. Turner, who's been identified as a white supremacist and anti-Semite by several anti-racism groups, hosts an internet radio program with an associated blog. On Tuesday, the blog included a post that promised to release the home addresses of State Representative Michael Lawler, State Senator Andrew McDonald, and Thomas Jones of the State Ethics Office. Mr. Turner's comments are above and beyond the threshold of free speech, Capitol Police Chief Michael Fallon said in an email announcing the warrant. He's inciting others through his website to commit acts of violence and has cited fear and alarm. He should be held accountable for his conduct. Turner used to be a regular on the Sean Hannity's radio show. When Hannity said he didn't have an association with Turner earlier this year, Turner wrote, "I was quite disappointed when Sean Hannity at first tried to say he didn't know me and then went on to say that I ran some Senate campaign in New Jersey. In fact, Sean Hannity does know me, and we were quite friendly a number of years ago." When Hannity took over Bob Grant's spot on 77 WABC in New York, I was a well-known regular and welcome caller to his show. Another right-wing loser, Bob Grant, 400 years old. Liberal blogger John Amato of Crooks and Liars highlights Turner's blog posting in which he suggested the lawmakers be made an example of as a warning. "It is our intent to foment direct action against these individuals personally," the blog stated. "These beastly government officials should be made an example of as a warning to others in government. Obey the Constitution or die. Or die."
I'm dying over here.
Oh, brother. All the religious nuts, man. They're all so much holier than we are, and they want to, kill everybody. Cozumel's Mexican Grill, it's a small chain, says Brian. I've eaten at the Plano, Texas location many times. Beats the crap out of On the Border and other Tex-Mex chains, the best.
Yeah, I've tried it. It's good.
Cozumel's Mexican Grill?
Yeah.
Where's there one?
God, I don't remember where I was when I had it, but I remember eating there.
Well, put your thinking cap on. By tomorrow, you'll know. So have a great time tomorrow, and we'll see you in that new studio on Monday. Wow.
O'Neal. It's Dave in Miami town.
Yes.
At 560 WQAM.
Dayton Allen was the guy. Why not? Remember Dayton Allen? He's the guy.
All my friends go for teabaggers.
Teabagging? They got teabagging.
Whoa! Teabaggers have to open wider.
Did you not talk with your mouth full? You're making me sick. I'm going to throw up.
Well, I got the teabagging.
What is that in your mouth?
Teabagger is a ball roller.
Certain things you never expect to come out of a person's mouth.
The teabagger slides onto her molars.
Why can't you ever just keep your big mouth shut?
Can't keep my mouth shut because I've got such a big mouth.
Teabagger goes to her knees, yeah.
The next thing I remember is having my knees in my ears.
The teabagger has pubes in her teeth, yeah.
You have something in your teeth.
Oh, my God.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
Teabagger can't talk, don't ask now.
Oh, my.
The teabagger can only gasp now.
It's hard to talk when you're teabagging.
How about I sit on your kinky face for a while you think about that?
Right. Take a little dip, shake 'em round a bit, make 'em do a flip, then squeeze. Take a little dip, shake 'em round a bit, make 'em do a flip, then squeeze.